Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're doing all right. That's a
hello YouTube.
Hello YouTube. Don't worry, I still got a Minotti. We're gonna be a-okay tonight. All right, let's turn that off. Let me get the music set up.
Just cross your eyes a little bit, and it'll be basically the same
it's
thing.
all the same.
Thank God for Papa Minotti, who's he's just make a couple of Minottis for us to have like in reserve.
That's right.
Shout out to him.
If Chris were here, you'd be confused, but
all right. Let's click and see if this music's gonna work. It is, but it's quiet. You guys hear it?
Quiet.
Yep.
Yes, but quiet. That's better.
Okay. All right. Let me.
Don't make me laugh, chat. It hurts.
All right, everybody. Christian is trying to hang in there. If you guys get any sense that he is pushing it, yell at him to go lay back down. We've already done it a little bit ourselves.
Listen, if I had to lay down, I love laying down. You know me.
I know. You're number one lay downer.
This man was like, I love y'all, but I'll love you more in my life. You know what I'm saying? So Christian knows what's up.
I will hit the bed right away. Don't worry about it. All right. Thank you for all the good wishes. Love you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Let me do
I think we're ready. We don't have a rundown. I didn't.
I did a little bit.
But
I was gonna say there's something here.
Yeah, I got a little bit here.
Jam.
Okay. Cool. Let's do this. I'm going to count us in. All
right.
In 5, 4, 3. Internet, you're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to Game Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of video games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
AJ Minotti.
It's AJ Minotti in today's episode. No, I'm not going to be able to really talk about it, but we can talk about what's next. And hey, games are too expensive, and rest in peace to Polygon and at least a lot of people who work there. We'll get into all of that here in a little bit, but first, AJ Minotti, how are you doing?
I am ready to party, baby. Let's go. Not much happened today. We'll find some stuff to talk about. It'll be great.
It'll be
great. Hey, let's get ahead of it right now. There are super chats aplenty rolling in. I know the boys appreciate the support, everybody. So keep it up. It's you know what's going on. You are on the socials. You're all well-connected people. So the support is incredible and appreciated.
Yep, absolutely. Mike is in Disney. He heard what was going on and just left.
Oh, that's right. You know what? No, this is all Jeff's money. Screw that guy. Screw that guy. Just because I went to Disneyland without him in August. How dare he? How dare he?
This is just revenge, huh?
Me.
Steph,
more or less.
I was explaining to Steph kind of how it was going about Mike being in Disney with the family, and then I was like, well, tonight show I'm gonna have AJ Minotti, and she's like, well, that's great. And then she's like, wait, why isn't he going? And I'm like, I think he just went recently. Is that what it was? You guys went recently, kind of couldn't justify it again.
My dad's new thing is that he's going to rotate between the three groups of grandchildren. So my kids, Chris' kids, and my stepbrother's kids every year. So we were 24. Chris is 25. My stepbrother will be 26. So I'll go 27. But Mike, the freewheeling bachelor that he is, kind of decided to piggyback on this trip. So off he went.
I think we call him a spinster. That's what he is.
Yeah, I like that. He's an old maid.
Yeah, an old maid. Yeah, hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I see all the super chats coming in. Hey, it's weird. It's weird now. I have left fandom. I no longer work at fandom. But I can kind of now is supposed to just say, and I'm looking forward to what's next. That's where I'm at. That's kind of what I'm going to have to say going forward for at least a little while. That's just the way these things normally go. A big part of it, though, is there's a lot of people I know who still work there, work very hard, and are trying to make good stuff. And I don't want to make things any more difficult for them. And really, if I could, I would make things easier for them. So we're going to kind of start that now. And if you are sending in messages, listen, you're allowed to have your opinion. It's your money. But let's try to focus on what's next and making things as good as we can. But we'll read these super chats. We'll get into it. If anything is particularly disparaging, we might have to skip it. But that's just us trying to make sure we're doing right by everything here.
Yeah. You get my judgment tonight.
Yep. AJ's on the case.
I work in marketing and PR, so I know how to do this.
Yeah, I would be hopeless. I'm glad I got Ash Guy on the case tonight. All right, let's
a professional, damn it.
Yep, absolutely. And man, I see there's a lot of massive super chats coming in from like let's read this one right now. KB Esquire just sent in $500. Jesus, KB.
Jeez,
I'm
man.
sure
Thank
I speak
you.
for everyone here when I say not only will it work out, but your next steps will be better than ever. Yeah, listen, I genuinely am excited about the future. I am genuinely excited. It is something I've always thought about. You know, at a certain point, you're like, I should just bet on myself. I should bet on myself. And when you're kind of given an opportunity where it forces you to do so, it puts things in perspective, and it's really scary. But I want to bet on myself, and I've wanted to do that for a long time. So we're going to do that. And part of that is going to be quite a bit more game mess. Exactly what that looks like, I am definitely figuring it out. If you have subscribed, a lot of people have subscribed to the Patreon. But if you're in other ways by the being a member here on YouTube, or if you are a subscriber to like Mike's Twitch channel or whatever, I'll put a lot of details in the Discord as we figure it out. But yeah, look out for more stuff, especially in the near future. I'll probably be streaming some more, making some more videos. Made one today about one of the things we will talk about Xbox increasing prices. That was a timely one. Some of the more evergreen ones that I plan to do, patrons will get those early, things like that, and we'll spend more time on stuff like that. And and then we're going to focus on making the community as fun as possible, as rewarding as possible. It already is so great, and shout outs to everybody who's always been there, and really shout outs to everybody who made Giant Bomb so much fun to work at. It really was a dream job, and wouldn't trade that experience for anything. Really truly was very special. Got to do a lot of cool stuff. So that all said, let's get in with the show. And probably nothing special tonight other than we'll go through some of the news, and then we'll do the many super chats. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening, and hit that like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you could drop a super chat during the show here on YouTube. We'll get to all of those before the end of the program. Thank you to Carlos Ain, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube, for the use of our theme songs. Thanks to One Up versus CPU for our artwork. You can find more at oneupversuscpu.com. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thanks to Christian for producing. And you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That is patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, and our game club discussions. This month, everyone's working on Blueprints. We'll have that up here in a few weeks. Let's see here. Early access to new episodes of shows like Columbros. We'll record one of those when Mike gets back into town. And of course, all of our shows ad-free. That's patreon.com/GameMess. And as always, as a reminder, I know I mentioned it once already, but you can still become a member if you subscribe to one of us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Christian Rarg _Rarg, right? Christian with no H. Honestly, he should just put it in chat right now. And then twitch.tv/Jeff Grubb, twitch.tv/Tokodo. All of that gets you the same thing. And there's also that membership button here on YouTube. That does the same thing. All right.
We're saying too, you guys got a lot of new patrons today.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah,
don't forget, everyone, don't use the iOS app. Apple gets their cuts. Although, go to patreon.com in the browser. Although that could change too. We didn't really put that in the news.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Also change. Huh?
Let's do big topics of the week. Yeah, let's talk about that. I was going to make a video about that before the price increase happened from Xbox. So Apple lost another part of the suit. They've been appealing, going back and forth between Epic Games and Apple, and the most recent judge that has overseen this appeal kind of just gave it to Apple, and basically it's like you ignored a judgment or pretended not to understand it, And we know that you did understood it, and purposely violated it. And we have evidence of you in criminal contempt of court by not abiding by our judgment. And so I'm going to recommend criminal contempt charges against you and the specific lawyer that works for you, in addition to Apple, for violating this. And really what it says is Apple cannot take a cut of a purchase that happens on an iOS device when someone clicks a web link and then goes to a store and purchases something from something outside of the iOS store. That had already been decided, basically, but Apple's like, oh, they just want us to make it cheaper, so we're going to make it 27% and still do that instead of 30%. No, they're like, no, you're not allowed to do that at all. And this does kind of change things quite a bit. Epic said they'll put Fortnite back on the store, whatever. But you know what this is? That iPhone is really an Xbox now, right? Like it is. Everyone can just put their stuff on the iOS App Store, and then once someone has that app, they can then give them links that send them out and over to a store to process payments themselves, and then get much more of that money than they were before. That's a pretty big thing, right?
Right. We already saw the kind of early ramifications of the decision affecting the Xbox apps recently. They just took the ability to remote desktop stream out of the main Xbox app because that app can now purchase games, which is something the PlayStation app could always do. PlayStation got away with it by having their PS Remote Play in a separate app. So right now, in addition to xCloud streaming, Remote Play is just a progressive web app. So the Xbox app itself could have these payments. That was to get around that 27% that Apple was, it turns out, illegally enforcing on purchases made, not on App Store content, but like digital purchases in the app. Because the reasoning was if you're able to play the game on your phone through this app by streaming it, then the payments count as an in-app purchase, which makes no sense. Like if you think about how that really works. So Microsoft's almost premature in that, because now that means in theory they didn't have to do that, I guess.
Right.
So this still doesn't necessarily mean like we're going to get like a proper xCloud app or like a GeForce Now app. That's technically been possible for a while, but it seems like these companies are fine just with progressive web apps. But like I said, what this does is I was kind of inadvertently alluding to with Patreon, they can use their own payment processing. They can take those patron fees the way they do on the website in the app, and Apple can't touch that money. The Apple only gets to touch the money if you use their in-app, in-API payment processing software. So yeah, this is huge, because this is a big chunk of what Epic was fighting. This is what got them kicked from the App Store in the first place, when they allowed third-party payments in iOS Fortnite without asking. Right. And then Apple just cut the app entirely. So yeah, I mean, this is essentially victory for Tim Sweeney. Yep. Which it's one of those things. It's like, I think it's a general good thing for most developers, but it's like from the shittiest person the worst, the charge,
the worst guy terrible news. The worst guy had made a good point or whatever. Absolutely, Tim Sweeney's a big dweeb who just needs to stop talking. But this was correct, absolutely correct. I mean, really, to put it in perspective, if people aren't necessarily following what we're getting at, and there's probably a lot of people listening that like don't really care about mobile gaming at all, this would be the equivalent of, on your Windows PC, you click an Amazon link to buy something, and then Microsoft, because you're using Windows, gets 30% of that money. Or
Steam more
Steam
relevantly, I guess.
Yeah. But or thinking about it from your perspective, let's say you had you designed a T-shirt and put it on Teespring, and Teespring takes their cut. But if someone used Windows to buy it, they would get a 30% cut and send it to Microsoft. Like that, it would be that crazy, and that's just how iOS has been from the beginning. And it's been wild that they've actually been able to get away with it for so long, and it makes them a ton of money. Makes them so much money. So of course they're trying to protect it. I get it, but it's something that should have been broken a long time ago. I think Europe actually has had pretty good regulations against this for quite some time now. And now
Europe has full third-party stores. Right, Epic Game Stores available on iPhones in Europe. There's the Alt Store from the guy who makes the Delta emulator. That's up and running in Europe. So we're not caught up, but this is a big jump. Did you see Epic already is preparing like a version of Unreal Payments for iOS app? Or not Unreal, Epic Game Store payments. So it's kind of funny because it's a little hypocritical, but now they're saying, hey, like if you have an indie game on iOS and you want to accept payments, don't want to give Apple their 30%, run your payments through us. We'll only take 18%, but the first $1 million is fee free.
Yep.
And for a lot of small indie games, they never hit that $1 million threshold. So, I mean, why wouldn't you? But it is kind of disingenuous. Again, worst person you know. Like, yeah, these guys can't get their cut. That's unfair. We should get a cut, though, because we're going to run your payments now.
I mean, we all know what this really is. Tim Sweeney wants his money. Like, we know. Like, all the putting, that was always
got to get another supercar.
Yeah, exactly. It's what always rubbed me the wrong way. Is we know it's about you putting another car in the garage. It's not really about the little developer. You can say that all you want. We know. But at the end of the day, this is going to benefit the smaller developers. So it's just like, whatever. I'm not even here to argue with you anymore, Tim Sweeney. You did it. Very cool. I do wonder, like, does this like put a crack in the console stores? Like, you know, what's the difference?
Right. Like, yeah, exactly right. You know, people talk about Steam coming to Xbox. Could this be a legal requirement for that to happen? Because fundamentally, the closed garden of a console is no different than the closed garden of a phone. When you start getting down to it, especially modern consoles, which are basically just PCs anyway. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of slippery slope, because Microsoft wants this. They want that Microsoft Xbox store on phones.
They want it on PlayStations, right? They want it on Switches. Like, yeah.
And I don't think at this point, and again, I think this is part of Microsoft's broader strategy, they don't care if other platforms end up on Xbox. I think they really don't. PlayStation will give a shit if you can buy just Epic games directly on the PlayStation without going through the PlayStation Store. Oh, they're not going to like that. Nintendo? Like God. Yeah. Could you imagine?
I know. It's like almost feels like a little apocalyptic for those companies, where it's like they make a lot of their money, especially PlayStation. But both of those companies make a lot of their. Well, I mean, Nintendo definitely makes a lot of money from just selling a lot of games on there and taking a 30% cut. If that stuff like goes away, maybe like over a course of like a couple of years, as people figure out other like alternative payment methods, could really change the whole value proposition for them, even pursuing consoles in the first place. So, that is definitely doomsday talk, and that is slippery slope talk. At the end of the day, this right now is good for small developers, and that's what matters. If there is some bad thing that happens to console makers later on, well, so what? They'll figure it out. They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right. Polygon got hit with massive layoffs. Who's it that owns them? I was going to say The Verge, but there's a parent company, Vox. Thank you, Vox Media, who does own The Verge, also owned Polygon. Has apparently sold Polygon to Valnet, which is a company I never heard of before, but apparently they've been doing games media for a long time.
It's one of those things where they own a lot of sites you don't realize. Things like Screen Rant.
Oh, okay.
I know it's one of theirs. So it's one of those things like they've been quietly buying up these sites, but like they don't really put their name on it because I think they don't want you to know.
Yeah.
Because they are just kind of a sleazy investment company.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, that sleazy investment company.
If I go to
go ahead.
Yeah, on Valnet, under their brands, they own Game Rant, The Gamer, Fextra Life, Dual Shockers, Hardcore Gamer, and Open Critic.
All right. Oh, someone owns Open Critic? What the hell? I thought Open Critic was
I didn't even know that.
Huh. Wow.
Valnet acquired Open Critic in 2024.
Tell you what, 12 hours ago, that would have made me very mad as one of the owners of Metacritic, but not anymore. That's fine.
Now they both suck.
Yeah, that was a competitor 12 hours ago. I will say that I am devastated by this. I thought Polygon had just really figured it out. And the reality is they did. And, Vox didn't figure it out. But that team, I talked to Chris Plant at, it must have been the Game Awards or something like that. And he's been sort of the guy running that place for a few years now, maybe quite a bit longer than that. And, it was just interesting to hear him talk about how proud he was, and I was proud of him, but how proud he was of playing it slow, not trying to expand super fast when they maybe had some opportunities, just trying to keep everyone he had safe and employed and taken care of. and it was just like this, such an admirable thing. And then meanwhile, they're making they're like, if you were looking for a sober take on the news from a written website, you go to Polygon. Like, you know you're not going to get a lot of fluff there, and I love fluff. I love the extra. I love the Kotaku headlines that go hard. I appreciate that stuff, but there is so much space needed for a Polygon to just kind of be like, we're just gonna tell you what's going on, and then they at the same time would have, like, they employed Matt Leone, who was an old one-up guy who's a features writer from the beginning. He's been at Polygon from the beginning, and like once a year he would have like a big story or something like that. And it's like, man, the fact that you were able to keep him going, doing his thing, you know, at the slow pace that it would have to work, because that's just how he worked. And he had, you know, we talked to 50, 60, 70, 80 people for a story. It's just so cool. And to have that ripped away in a blink of an eye, devastated is the word. I really appreciated Polygon, really liked Polygon, and it's going to be missed, because what does it look like now? I have no idea. How'd this all come across you?
Yeah, it's sadly predictable these days, and not just in the gaming industry. I mean, I see this even in my own industry of higher education, where you have these tech-savvy websites that have a younger tech-savvy demographic who are successful by all metrics as far as numbers. And then these people in charge with their MBAs and their whatever, who just don't know what to do with that. They are so stuck in this kind of data-driven numbers go up mentality. So therefore, if numbers go up, dollars go up, and that's how we succeed. And they can't think outside that very narrow box. And all these great entities, all these great writers, employees across all these sites that have been having layoffs, they're the ones who suffer for it. You know, and these tech bros and these CEOs and everything, you know, they're fine. They're always fine. They have their golden parachutes. I don't understand how you can't have a site as successful as Polygon with the history of Polygon and not figure out how to make that work. How you cannot make money off that if you're so damn smart.
Yep. It's real frustrating. And these companies, they bail and they give up. And when it's like, clearly there is still a ton of value, and if you just stuck it out, you could figure something out. But and, you know, at a certain point, I just want those people to keep making stuff, and it's a shame they won't be able to. I wasn't able to, like, because, you know, I'm in my feelings today. I wasn't able to follow the news on this a ton because it was just like too raw. Has Valnet said what the plan is? Like, I'm assuming it is AI, right? Like, just put a bunch of AI slop on there and call it Polygon still.
Well, you would think.
Yeah, but have they said it?
I don't know. I don't think Valnet said anything. Vox had a statement that I read earlier. Let me see if I could find it real quick.
Yeah, no problem. And
the crazy thing is the Vox Media Union was like in the midst of like bargains over their next contract when this happened.
Yep, for
like
new protections. For new protections in case they get laid off, right? Yeah. And it's like, that's a real just kick in the ass. I'm a Polygon fan, always was. I remember the early days of that site launching and them having the launch documentary. And even before that, there was like an announcement video. And I always think about it. And if anyone can find this, let me know. It's different than I think it's different than the documentary. But like Justin McElroy just comes on, and like the way he introduces himself is just like he stares directly in the camera, and like everyone's being pretty serious. Like, we're going to take games journalism seriously. And Justin McElroy is like, in 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. And then he like tells a whole story about what 50 Cent does in the game. If anyone could find that, send that to me. I love that so much. I don't think it's up like on their YouTube page or anything anymore. But I'm like, that's like, it's just such a good balance. And then shout outs to Arthur Geese, who's a friend, but him getting the tattoo in the documentary, I also think about that all the time. I'm like, oh, these guys, come on. But yeah, it was a cool website, and it's just, devastating what happened. All right. Meanwhile, Microsoft is raising prices on just about everything Xbox related. I have the list here. Xbox Series S 512 gigabyte version. Jesus, it's going up to $380 from $300. The Series S 1 terabyte is going up to $430 from $350. Xbox Series X digital is going up, $100 from $449.99 to $549.99. and Xbox Series X, like the standard version, going up $100 from $500 to $600. The Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Special Edition is going up from $600 to $730. This is bananas.
It's insane.
Wild. How could you do this?
Oh no.
Nobody wants Xbox Series X already. I get it. But I would slap somebody if they said, I'm going to buy an Xbox Series X for $600. No. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Anything happened today?
No, buddy, you just enjoy Disney. You just have a good
that's
time.
right. Disney World's fun. I could see the fireworks from my room. That was very pretty.
That's nice. You been to the Tiki Room yet?
No, we didn't do any theme park stuff. We just had a nice Italian dinner with a very nice Italian server. I'm going to go for a walk, I think, and enjoy the resort. But hey, just want to stop in and let you know that I love you, Jeff. Hi, AJ.
Love you too, buddy.
Jesus. I talk to my dad on the phone. My dad's like, okay, I gotta go back, and she just hangs up. Like, she's like, did he talk to you today? Yeah, a little bit.
I guess, technically, yes.
Because he's got to call Chris and he's got to call Mike on his way home.
That's Mike at Disney World, everybody. I'm sure he's having a good time.
He's drunk as hell.
Yeah, definitely. The Italian server, Italian restaurant, Italian wine too, I think. Shout outs to him. All right. Yes. Hey, $730. 2 terabyte Xbox Series X. Sure. Okay. It's a special edition. $730? More than a PS5 Pro?
Insane. That's just insane.
What are we talking about?
I mean, like, okay, so the Series S, let's start there, was $300. That was a good sweet spot for what that system was. I always viewed Series S as what I'm using it for. It's the console you buy your kids. It's the secondary device, right? And that $299 was such a sweet spot for that, because that, and once you get over that 300 threshold, that's when it feels like you're getting into that upper echelon of like, this is an iPad. This is more expensive than just like a thing I put in a secondary position. $380 goes way over that. But like Mike said this, and he texted it to me earlier today. Who the hell is buying an Xbox Series X for $600? I wouldn't tell people buying for $500.
Yeah.
Every holiday they went on sale for like $350. I'd tell people get one then, but like don't even pay $500 for this machine.
It's a good console.
What?
It's not.
It's a fine console.
It's not $600.
It's a fine console.
Yeah.
No, it's 5 years old now. Like
Yeah.
it's not current tech. It's just not. And I think that's what the issue is. Even the PS5 Pro. I mean, listen, if you think about a PS5 Pro, buy it now. Because if you think they're going to let a more expensive Xbox Series X exist and be like, we could charge more for the PS5 Pro, tariffs or not, yeah, they're going to charge more for that. So buy it.
Yep.
But these are now in the price tier of a high-end premium electronic device, and they're just not.
No,
they barely were when they were new. I mean, these systems launch with compromises. Yep. We still had performance mode and graphics mode. If I'm paying premium price for something, it should be, like Mike says, 4K 60, all the bells and whistles. Like, otherwise, what the hell am I doing here?
Yep.
Like, what am I spending my money on if it's still a compromised device? Now, God, these companies, they want to blame it on tariffs, and I get it. That's a reality that we're now in right now. Yep. But that only goes so far. For, again, Nintendo had an opportunity. Nintendo could have raised the price of these systems at the day after they announced it by $50, $100, and we probably would be like, wow, that's shitty.
Yep.
Again, it's a 5-year-old box. We had, at this point, we should have had like the $99 PS1, right? Like, why are these prices not already down? Or why can't they just eat the cost as part of like a price reduction of what their manufacturing is? Like, they just don't do that anymore. I'm sure there's a technical reason why. But this isn't the way the industry has ever worked. We've never had prices go up like this.
Yep, and it's I think that's a message in and of itself, and that's the video I posted today on this channel. If people want to watch that, that was the point of the video. This is a message to you. We're done growing this business. We're gonna you the motherfuckers that are showing up for this stuff and watching all our videos. We're gonna have a developer direct. You're watching that. We want more of your money. You want these games? We want more of your goddamn money. You are the person who's going to fund this whole thing. If you want us to keep having this console party, you are going to have to show up for it, and you're going to have to pay for it, because we're not going to grow it by expanding the business into new markets with new people spending more money. That's done. It is about nickel and diming you. And okay, I do want the party to continue. You don't have to make it so naked that you're taking advantage of us and our sort of loyalty to this way of playing games, but that's 100% where we're at. And that, like, all of this ignores the fact that what you started with. Who the hell is going to buy these things? Like, no one's buying Xboxes now. You know, we were
they were a hard sell at $500.
Yeah, we were at a point where we would get the Xbox numbers in the report, the investor report quarterly. And for a while there, it was basically like quarter after quarter, the sales would be down 30%, 40%. This is hardware sales. So the amount of money that hardware was generating was down 30 to 40% several quarters in a row. It'd be a little bit less here and there, might be a little bit more. There was times where it was like north of 40%. So it's like, okay, the thing has already dropped. Now this they did just have an investor report yesterday, I think, where they said it was down 6%. Hardware was down 6%. So it's not as bad as it was, but that's because it's already sort of bottomed out. You kind of can't go much lower than where it's already at. People are not buying these things. So what are they hoping to accomplish by raising the price? I think this is just a message from them that, like, we do intend to keep selling consoles to you, but it is going to be a very premium price device going forward, or else we won't do this anymore. So I mean, God, what does this mean for the next generation, which we are not that far off from? But I mean,
we shouldn't be.
Yeah,
and that's the thing too. Like, if you already weren't selling these boxes, what the hell's raising the price even doing at this point? You're going to sell exponentially fewer than you would have. So again, Nintendo was fortunate that they had a generational refresh happening. And that's like, I feel like at least Microsoft, and I guess this shows you how done they truly are with, like you said, growing the console business and Microsoft, tough it out for a couple years and then have that new box be whatever astronomical number you put on it. Is Sony gonna raise their prices? Yes. Everyone else has. They almost have to.
They're going to
in a weird way.
I think they've always planned to. I think when they raised the prices everywhere else except for America, I think the only reason they didn't raise it in the United States is they weren't sure where the tariffs were going to land, so they're not sure how much to raise it by. Like that, I think that's what's happening. So yeah. Go ahead. Do you have anything else that you were going to add there?
So I was going to say when you talk about kind of what's next, I don't know where your thought is on next hard, because Phil Spencer's already said, they're working on the next Xbox. It's going to be the most powerful thing you've ever seen, like the greatest. They said the greatest generational leap ever, which I just don't know how that is physically possible. Well, I think honestly, the move is, if this is truly where they're going, maybe people disagree with my thought on this, but fine. Let's make the premium product that merits this price. Make it some $1,200 machine that is going to actually do 4K 60 with all the bells and whistles, competing with like a 5080 or 5090 equipped PC. And then your Series S equivalent, the cheaper entryway that you do want to have for kids or just the guy who's going to play Call of Duty and Madden. That's where your streaming is, I guess. Like, by then, maybe we have the streaming infrastructure where you are selling that $100 Fire Stick TV device that is just streaming those games, and that's how you're going to get your Xbox stuff now. I'm sorry, people are hearing Discord notifications. I turned that off earlier today for a reason. I meant to fix that again. I'll do that here in a moment. And there it's going again. Yeah. So I just, when I look at what could happen next, you're right. It's like when I try to game it out, they probably are thinking they're going to have to go super expensive, super premium. And this does feel like, you said, who is this for? Who's going to buy this? At this price? Like, if you're not already selling it, how does this accomplish anything? And I think really the only thing it accomplishes, raising the price on the consoles now, other than covering the increased costs from the tariffs and the ongoing component prices that are pretty high. Other than that, which they probably should have just eaten that if they were trying to sell these systems. It sets up the next generation to be that much more expensive, right? Because the last Xbox was $600. So now when the next one is $700, it feels a little bit more easy to explain. It's like, well, the last one was that much, this was $100 more. I feel like that trick's not going to work this time because
I think you're right.
You can't gaslight us and say, "Oh, the last Xbox was 600." No, it wasn't.
We know
it was 500.
We know what it launched
We
at.
know what it was.
I know.
We were there, Gandalf.
Yep.
We remember.
Yep. I think these companies have played that trick several times now. Nvidia is actually the worst one at this, or the most guilty, I should say. They're actually really good. They pulled it off over and over and over and over again. But of setting up prices so that the next generation could be set up to go up even higher. And then Nvidia had the benefit of like messing around with the naming convention. So it's like, this one felt like it should have been the 80, like the XX80, but they're calling it an XX90 and whatever. They've had their methods. I think Xbox and all these companies are trying to do those same tricks, and they've hit a wall. I think that started with the PS5 Pro to a certain extent. And now, Nintendo definitely got some backlash. Obviously got a massive amount of backlash from its prices. I think it benefited a little bit from the tariff situation, kind of distracting from it, but people were livid. And now I think this one is the most egregious yet. And, I'm glad I'm not in their shoes having to figure this all out and navigate what the future looks like, because they're probably right. Growing this business is maybe done. I don't know how you convince a kid to spend $300 on an Xbox, let alone $730 on a 2 terabyte Galaxy Special Edition. So yeah, but still, we know what's happening to us. You want more of our money. No one's going to be happy about that. In fact, you're going to drive more people to other ways of playing games, and that'll probably be, for many of them, Steam, which I guess you sell games on Steam now, Xbox. So I think that's really what the whole diversification strategy is about. Is they are going to be everywhere. So even when you try to escape these price increases from Xbox, well, the other part of this is you're still going to be buying their games for $80 starting this holiday. So
$80 Xbox games. What?
Yep. So they said as part of this, some first party Xbox games will go to $80. On that video, I did a thumbnail with Call of Duty. I don't know if it'll be Call of Duty. I bet it will be Call of Duty. But a lot of their stuff's probably going to be $80 now. And, Nintendo broke the seal there, and definitely get mad at them for sure. But all these companies were ready to do this, clearly. There's a reason that all these analysts have been predicting game prices would go up again pretty soon. They had their ear to the ground. They knew what these companies were thinking. And here we are, taking advantage of the moment. And
that's what it just feels like, because the argument for price increases on software is, well, the cost of development it gets so expensive to make these games, which feels like a you problem, not a me problem. We'll talk about the game later, but I'm playing Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and I get it, everyone. I know, literally, it wasn't 30 people in a room, but it was a studio of 30 people plus whatever support they had, who made this game that looks like one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. And it's a $50 game. And like I said, it's this small studio's first game. Why can they do that? And why can't you figure out whatever you have to do to make an Assassin's Creed that isn't this bloated monstrosity, that's a little more streamlined, a little more focused, and rein that budget in, so you're not spending, $500 million to make a video game. And then you have to feel like you have to charge 70, now $80. It's mismanagement. It's you can't tell me it's a technological issue. It's not. It's just not.
Yep, it's mismanagement. It really, because you're right. They've gotten out of hand the size of these developers, and I understand that we as gamers have demands, and when we say we want cutting edge games, all these companies feel they have to compete with one another. But Microsoft is one of those companies that does recognize that. I remember that. I will reference it forever. Phil Spencer's note that was leaked in the FTC stuff, where he wrote a letter internally or whatever, was explaining, we used to have an advantage as big publishers of the retail was our space, and being able to get into retail was this massive advantage, and all these smaller teams, smaller companies couldn't get into retail. And so just by seeing an Xbox game or a Microsoft game, you would build a relationship with them because it was one of 20 companies that you could buy games from at the store. And now things are different. Anyone can make a game from anywhere. And what is the thing that differentiates you and gives you the kind of brand loyalty that something like a Disney has or a Nintendo? What are you doing to accomplish that? So he diagnosed the problem and diagnosed and the other part of that was the way that companies have decided here's how I'll differentiate myself is we're going to spend more money than anyone's ever spent to make this game look prettier than any game you've ever seen before. And that's only sustainable up to a point, and clearly we've already passed that point. So
yeah, easy.
He knows the problem, and he's got a bunch of teams working for him. And credit to Microsoft, they've had a lot of smaller games, interesting games, and then they'll sell those studios and send them off and stuff like that. So I don't know how that's, understanding the problem has manifested into a solution. If anything, it feels like they are kind of still stuck in the same rut as anyone else. I don't know.
Well, and then the marketing of it is what baffles me too. That there's just this not understanding of what gamers are perceiving, because we had $50 games for a long time. Then it went up to 60. That was like, okay, games are getting more expensive. We get it. And it was 60 for a long time. Then it went up to 70, and there was a little bit of that still. That okay, we get it. Games are more expensive. Do you know how long it is since we got the $70 Xbox game?
No.
Not even 2 years. Do you know what the first $70 Xbox game was?
I don't remember. What was it?
Redfall.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus.
That was the first one. So it's not even like $70 been like this established long-term price that like we try to make work. Like we're in dynamic pricing. So again, that's why it feels predatory in a way. And again, you're dealing with a savvy audience. If you're going to cater to and go after this audience, sorry, it's a savvy audience. You can't trick them. Yeah,
and there's some that are savvy enough to like understand the dynamics beneath everything of like, in 2017. The purchasing power of $60 is equivalent to $80 now. So inflation's already happened, but no one cares.
Well, and again, and not to go too far into an economics discussion, but that argument holds no water when wages don't match the same rate.
It's right, and
it's not, again, like I don't
not
care. I have
problem.
The same amount of money, so not my problem.
Yes,
I
exactly.
guess I'm buying less of your shit, or none of it.
Right,
if that's what you want.
And it's like we recognize what's happening is you're making it our problem by raising the price. So it was your problem, and now you're like, well, now it's your problem, ours. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, then what do you expect us to do here? And I do think it's going to continue to push a lot of people out of gaming. And clearly, the fence is as high as it's ever been. The barrier to entry to getting into console gaming specifically has never been this high. Except for maybe at the very beginning when it was, those consoles were pretty expensive when you take inflation into account or whatever. But that was like a burgeoning medium at that point. Now that it's well established and commodified and all this stuff, it shouldn't be like this, but it is. And again, to me, that message is we're done growing. It's you suckers that are going to pay the bill. I don't know how to feel about that other than like, I guess I need to like start rethinking some things here.
Mm-hmm. So Game Pass is going to go up again, right? It has to.
It's going to go up every 2 to 3 years for forever, right? Now clearly so are game prices though. So it's just going to be back and forth. They're going to tennis back and forth between those two things. And they won't be the only ones. Sony probably announces similar stuff across the board here pretty soon, right? Do you think Ghost of Yotei is 70? I think they are. Maybe they've already said Ghost of Yotei is 70, so maybe they can't do 80 on that one.
Yeah, I feel like for them to charge $80 for their first game, like you said, Call of Duty for Xbox makes sense. It's got to be something that's like Mario Kart. Like I'm mad Mario Kart costs 80. I don't understand why they cost 80, but fuck, if it wasn't for the bundle, I'd be paying $80 for Mario Kart.
Same.
But you know what I'm probably not doing? I'm not buying 4 more copies for everyone else in my family so we could eventually all get our own Switch 2s and play. Well, no, I'll split screen it or do their share play thing or whatever. I can't justify spending $320 on Mario Kart for my household. I can't.
Yep. Yeah. People in chat are convinced they're going to raise the price of Yotei. They very easily could. Very easily could.
They very easily could. Yeah. Wolverine at $80. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. That. God. What else would there? I had something in mind, but now I can't place it again. You mentioned
the game.
Oh yes. Yes. God. That game's not out for a couple of years, so definitely that one.
Yeah. That'll definitely be an $80 game.
You mentioned real quick, share play. Nintendo updated Switch 1 this week with a new method for sharing your games, the virtual game cards. One thing that this did do was eliminate the Christian, are you here still? What do you call it? when you sign in your account on your friend's thing. Maybe Christian is laying down. It is, I think he calls it account 69ing, where you sign into your friend's account on their Switch, they sign into your Switch with their account, and then that way you could play all their games, and then with your account like signed in or whatever like that, like remotely, and then they could play all your games as well as their own games. So it's like, okay, we're the share, and this is I do this thing with my family where we kind of had two Switches, and we did this so that like the kids could play some of the games while I was using my Switch. And one thing that apparently worked with this, although I remember never being able to get this to work, was you could both play online at the same time with one copy of the game. I could get it to work where it's like you could, maybe I didn't have the family account for the Nintendo Switch online thing happen. I'm like diagnosing my problem now in real time.
That should have been it though, but I think it was something with the order you launched the games, and one had to be offline.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
You were tricking the system. Xbox does a similar thing where
Nintendo,
you can do it like where you
real quick, Nintendo had it on their support page as a recommendation for this is how you could share games. So this wasn't you were tricking the system, but it was a fully understood and supported thing from Nintendo.
Simultaneously playing was tricking the system.
Okay,
they wanted you to be able to share the game, but they didn't want you to play. They want, again, if you're playing Mario Kart, they want you to buy 2 copies of Mario Kart to play at the same time. But they were cool with you playing one at a time that way.
Either way, they have removed a reference to this on their support page, and it doesn't work anymore. After this new update that has the virtual game cards. So I've not messed around with it too much. I've been meaning to, but busy. My understanding now is the way this is only going to work is you're going to have to be in close proximity with the person. So you kind of can't do you have a cousin across the country who's also super into Switch? Well, it's going to be harder to share games with them now. You're going to have to do it with someone who's in your Nintendo Switch online family account, and you could lend a game to them for 14 days. Now, I think this is still going to be fine for my situation, but I think it's going to cause a problem for a lot of people.
There's 2 ways of doing it. So it's either sharing it within your family account, or you individually can have 2 Switches registered to yourself that you can jump between. So this is for people who right now have like an OLED and a light. This will probably be for people going forward who have like a 2 and a 1. So you don't need the family account for that. The family account is like, my situation where there are 5 Switches in my house.
Right.
We can now all interchangeably share off a digital game, but it does remove that entitlement from your system for that 2-week period. And the handshake has to happen on a local connection. Now, I don't know. I'm sure there's a way you could VPN and create a virtual network.
And get around it that way. Yeah.
The nerds will find a way.
Yep.
But yeah, it's better than what we had, but especially compared to how Apple on the iPhone and iPad, where I can just go into the App Store, buy an app with my account, and everyone in my family just can also download and use that app freely. It's not that. I wish it was, because God, I wouldn't have to buy 5 copies of Mario Kart. I just have that one, and everyone could access it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I am going to mess around with this a little bit though, and then maybe I'll make a video about it, because I'm big on family sharing. Obviously, someone with the family, it's worked great on Steam. Valve eventually sent me a second Steam Deck when the OLED came out, so I have 2 Steam Decks in the house. And having that work where it's I can actually give one of those to the kids, and it has all my games on it, and they can use their account, so I could still be on my account doing work at the same time. Right. That was awesome.
But Steam's also the same way, though. You can't play the same game in more than one place.
You couldn't. Yes, the same game is and that has been it has not been too much of a problem for me, except for in the situation where we want to play this game and we want to have it both going at the same time, which has only happened I think once really. But yeah.
Right.
All right, we have a ton of super chats to get to, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a break. We'll come right back, and we will get on top of that and read all of those right now. See you in a second. All right, let me fix this Discord thing.
My YouTube did crash at one point, so I think I lost the first half of super chats. Or at least
let me
beginning.
All right, well I'll get them here.
I'm back.
Hi everybody. Don't be alarmed. I'm just fixing the thing in Discord, and it's gonna break everything for a second. So I just want to do this.
Really
Metal Gear Solid call.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fancy.
Keep you waiting.
Yeah, Sean, do you have all the super chats and Stream Elements or something?
I I think like most, it looked like Stream Elements skipped a few the other night.
Yeah, we when we're getting a lot like this, for some reason, especially like the larger ones, get just kind of eaten. So maybe going forward for the rest of the night, we will just read the bigger ones as they come in. So any of the red ones, maybe even the pink ones.
Let me see. Can I not get that page pulled up?
Yeah, like
the
first
back end one
on
YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Yeah, because the first one I have is from George. Like I don't even have like that big one that came in is already off my screen. It's annoying. Like why wouldn't you just keep that in the list? What the hell?
First one I have is from Detest at 908. So I think that might be the first actual one. But I'm not positive. Maybe,
yeah.
Christian is Christian here? Maybe he's not here.
Yeah, I'm here.
What time did we get the thing posted in the first place? Was it right? Was it a little bit after the hour?
It was 50. No, it was right before.
Okay, so we probably are missing some because usually those come in pretty quickly.
Right before. Yeah, it was like
all right,
2 minutes before.
Let me get the page. Let me see here. Let's see, earn. There we go. And supers. And see all. All right. Oh my God, this is a ton. Thank you so much, everybody. Jeezy crazy. Okay, I think I'm good. I'll go until I get to George. Does that sound good, y'all?
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
When I did that YouTube backend thing, I think that's what really had all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I'm using the YouTube backend thing.
I don't think can I get that, Jeff?
You can make him an editor, I think.
Yeah.
That's what he can see that.
Let me
I
see.
think it would have to be a manager because I don't have it as editor.
Yeah, let me.
You know what? I can.
Christian, can you make him?
I can do that. I can make him an editor, but I can show you my screen.
Oh, sure. You could share it with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, God, stop bothering me. I'm on vacation. Oh.
Calling us from the kitchen. Thanks for that,
I know.
Mike.
Right.
Yeah, right. What was that?
What a diva.
You will have to mute my stream. But yeah.
Well, I won't watch your stream.
Yeah, not to AJ.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna bring us back in. Do you see what he's sharing with you now, AJ?
Yeah, hang on. It's loading up. Okay, I have it. Can I pop this out?
Oh, awesome. YouTube crash.
Of course.
As it does.
Of course.
Oh, no, it's not loading. Jesus
All right.
Christ, YouTube.
It's okay.
Back.
Bring it back.
I'll read him. All right. Bring it back. All right, we're back into it. Thanks for hanging with us there, everybody who's watching live while we get our technical difficulties figured out because you are giving too many super chats.
You guys, you crashed YouTube.
You broke
it.
Broke YouTube again. Hey, thank you so much. Okay, let's start here with Slane McAwesome, who says, Grubb, I just want to thank you and all the other crew for everything you've done. GB was the best. I fuck with you, Grubb. Also, I missed the daily greeting to YouTube. Can we get at least one more? Hello, YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Hey, well, I'll find a way to say hello to YouTube in many other ways. Don't worry. Allie Miracle says, you the goats. Thank you so much, Allie. You're always here, and I always appreciate it. Love seeing you there, and thank you for the super chat. Jacob Bench, I've been watching since 2021. You guys kill it always. Sending all the love your way. Adam GC says, much love to the real tastemakers in video games. You all keep Thelma and Louise in it. I'll follow wherever the car lands. That's right. We're going off the cliff. Get ready for it. Luke Brewer here sent a sticker. I actually can't read that because it's too little in this back end thing. So I'm sorry I can't read what the little dancing guy on the sticker is doing. But thank you so much, Luke Brewer. Lex Luddy says, this is going to ruin the tour. The Mario Kart World Tour. Seriously, said it on Blue Sky. Yeah, but I love you, fuckos. Thank you for everything. Penis. Yeah, Lex, thanks so much for that nice message. I got a lot of messages from people. If you did send me one like on Twitter or on Blue Sky or on Discord or whatever, and I haven't gotten back to you. I've gotten a lot, but I've been reading a lot of them. Thank you, everybody. It's meant a lot. Oyazumi Mech says, now that Dan's been watching Hajime no Ippo, is that how you say that? I need him to...
Correct. Hajime no Ippo.
Hajime no
You got
Ippo.
it right.
I need him to recommend it to Grubb. I know everyone has recommended this to me. I need to watch it. Just like Ippo himself, this whole crew is a whole lot of heart and fight that's inspiring to see. Love y'all. Tashi.
See, Jeff, you're an anime.
Yeah, I've always said that. I'm anime. Look at me. That's what I do.
Sorry, Mike Minotti there.
Tashi dropped $200. Thank you so much, Tashi. And
Thank you.
said, nothing but love tonight. Excited for the future. We should be. Kitty Cat Man 93 says, I love you guys. Dark Steel Brushwag says, sending some cash so you guys can afford a $300,000 retro tink or however much it's going to cost now. Rest in penis, GB. Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad I'm good with playing my retro games on a Steam Deck and at most my analog pocket because I couldn't keep up with you guys.
The Steam Deck's a great way to play that stuff, though. So yeah, no shade to that. Although I do love my retro tank. I got a little extent. I'll talk about it and what we've been playing. Okay. Let's see. Kittyman 93, love you guys. Dark Steel Brush. No, here we are. Chow Roberto says, do not go gentle into that good night. It's not brand safe. Very, very good. The drum.
Ciao, Roberto. That's a good name.
The Ciao, Roberto. The Drum Kid 92 says, thank you for breathing fresh life into GB. Now the community gets to breathe it back into you. Oh, that's very sweet. Let's swap breaths consensually. Love you. Say it back. I love you too. Absolutely.
It's like that scene in Hook.
Yeah, it's like when kids try to tell you a secret by whispering into your mouth instead of your ears. It's like,
and then they just give you bird flu or something.
Exactly. Yes. Lazy Stegosaurus says, you and Mike weren't there for all of GB, but you were some of the best of GB. Thank you for the run. Oh yeah, and of course, shout outs to everyone who's ever been a part of GB. It was an awesome legacy to be a part of. Nick Turbo says, wishing you two the best. Giant Bomb forever. Game Mess forever. Thank you so much, Nick. Willow Davis says, I found GMM when Hogwarts Legacy came out because the gaming news show I used to watch was totally dismissive of the J.K. Rowling protesters. I think that says it all. People are here for the good vibes. Thank you, Willow. Yeah, and it's one of those situations where it's like, I look back on that, I'm pretty happy with how we handled that. I just didn't play it, and I did not tell anyone else they shouldn't, but I just said how I feel about it, and I was not judgmental of anyone who did play it. Like, I think people should be able to make their own choices, but I'm going to tell you, it was hurting some of my friends, and they asked me not to play it, and that's enough for me. So, yeah, I look back on that pretty fondly. T-Money OG dropped $100. Thank you so much. Says, nothing but love for you guys. Pete XN says, GB through the years got me through a lot of periods where I just had to keep my head up. The crew y'all had was solid gold. Excited for what comes next and or legendary crash out, whichever works. Hey, maybe a little bit of both. We'll see. Let's see. Nintendo Derek says, sorry about what happened with GB. I work for a federal program, so I kind of understand that feeling right now. Oh, absolutely. Wherever you go, I'll keep consuming the content. Much love to Grubb and the Minottis. JD Camp says, why did AJ get all the hot doctor genes?
I'm not gonna tell my dad you said that. That'll go right to his head. I got the St. Jude shirt on. Maybe I do project Hot Doctor right now.
Definitely, absolutely. All right, let's see here from Big Fresh 37. What percentage chance do you think we see Helldivers on Switch 2? Ride or die with you, gents. Heart emoticon. Thank you so much, Big Fresh. That one feels like plausible, right? I think there wasn't a rumor a little bit ago.
It feels like it should. That would be a good way to juice that game up again.
Yeah, for real. You come up with a content update while it also launches on Xbox and Switch. I mean, probably just Switch, but still though, I think that'd be really cool. All right, let's see here from Eggshell. Thanks for all the fun times these past few years. Blight Club forever. Fuck Giant Bomb. That's fuck comma Giant Bomb. We'll follow you guys always. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eggshell, and that. Thank you for the 50. Pompo says, love to you all. Thank you, Pompo. Frank says, as someone who grew up Mormon, plays golf, and drinks Monster, you've really nailed talking to my demographic these last few episodes. Thanks for all you guys do. One of my favorite...
There's so many of you.
Yes. One of my favorite recent facts that I learned is that Mormons, they don't drink coffee, but they do drink a lot of like energy drinks. I'm like, I love that. That's a cool cultural factoid about y'all.
Yeah, and didn't say anything about, Red Bull.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I drink a ton of those things. King Gap says, do the Game Informer thing and start something separate with the whole crew. I'll gladly chip in. Hey, for now, Game Mess is what's going. Let's just hang in and keep doing this. And keep supporting everybody over at Giant Bomb and GameSpot. They are just trying to make cool stuff. Jody Pelzel, Jody Pelzel says, I fuck with you, Jeff. Thank you so much, Jody. I appreciate that. Brandy Alvarado says, gave some love on Tuesday, but after today, I figured some more couldn't hurt. Game Mess forever. Yeah, don't feel like you guys have to do anything. We're going to figure this out. We're making it work. If you do want to support the Patreon, if you want to drop a super chat, I really appreciate it, but we're going to make this work. Money dropped $100 and said, the world is what it is today. I'm glad to have become fans of both of you through Giant Bomb. Here's to y'all, and I look forward to vibing here going on, or to the vibing going on from here. Thanks, y'all. Thank you so much, Mooney. Brett Gabrielson says, first time super chatting, P, and I can't stress this enough, Ness. Thank you, Brett.
Yes.
Yes. Yes to the Ness. Marcus 0778 says, slow news day, am I right? Penis. Thank you so much, Marcus. Schmott says, so what do you want to talk about? Yeah, I got nothing. There's nothing really to say at all. Gwyn the Hunter says, hoping everyone at Giant Bomb lands on their feet. Does Jeff still have the rights to the Game Mess Mornings name / format? Definitely missed that show a lot. The Game Mess name does belong to me. It's actually something when I first got employed there, kind of worked that out so that, hey, yeah, that name's going to be mine. We can use it over here, but is that cool? And that's in writing and everything. So whether or not Game Mess Mornings comes back, again, like I said, I'm thinking about everything going forward. So we'll see. AMPM Video says, sending love to all duders, best era since the OG. Thank you so much, AMPM. AGB Time says, thank you, Game Mess. Read like Raz Carsey thanking Peepo. Thank you, Game Mess. I have a bad Raz Carsey, even though I am Raz Carsey. Simon from
Raz Carsey is a bad Jeff Grubb.
That's what it is. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It always has been. Let's see. Simon from Saskatchewan. Before the Switch 2 comes out, may I proffer a suggestion? A Bowser's Hurry like race, but instead, vroom in the night sky. Losers must play a bad game of winner's choice, and second place gets punishment. All right. I like it. Let's see here. Empanada Eater says, sub to Dan's Twitch, Venmo Sean and Nikki. Fantastic. Everyone should be doing more of that. Sean tweeted his details, everybody, or skeeted his details. Go find that there on Blue Sky.
Yes, please. I'm only on the good website.
Yes, he's only on the good one. Only the skeet. Bowser's hurt. No, I'm reading the last super chat again. I'm doing my part. Nothing but love and respect for the crew. GB forever. Thank you so much, Empanada Eater. And I know you as well are an OG. Thanks for always showing up for the shows. Dan the Brad says, I can't disparage, so I can't read this, but it basically says today, tomorrow, and forever, and something very nice. Alex says, can't believe Mike ran off to Disney World and left his big brother to pick up the pieces. It's just his way, right?
Story of my life.
Yep, just
truly.
Absolutely. He's the littlest brother, right? He's the baby.
No, Mike's the middle.
Okay. Actually, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, you don't think Mike has big middle child?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. Yes, for sure. Okay, let's see here. From Laser Wolf, have been listening to you guys before Giant Bomb and will keep listening long after. I'm with you wherever you are. Absolutely, Laser Wolf. Josh Tozer says, I love you all. Agent Monroe says, slow news week, huh? Alcoholocaust dropped 50. Oh, so did Laser Wolf, by the way. Glad Christian is doing well. Love you, gents. And hey, AJ, when was the first time Mike refused to eat an apple? Have a lovely night.
Well, I don't know. There's this mythical photograph that I wish I could find when he was like a toddler eating an apple.
Oh my God.
He has consumed an apple in his life. I don't know when this started. This abhorrent, this distaste of apples. But there was a time when he consumed them freely.
You got to get
the peel.
You got to get the whole Minotti clan on the work of finding that picture.
There's like a box in a basement somewhere with old photos, and yeah, I wish I could find it.
Uncle Jam says, "There's a company I hate, and then I'm not going to be able to read it. I know you're trying to be clever here. And then let's see here. Is there anything I can read? Okay, yeah, here. Kidding. Love you. Love the crew. Thank you for the hours of joy you've brought to my life, and proud to be supporting you. Thank you so much, Uncle Jam. Not reading it to cause any problems. Just we're trying to avoid problems for the people who still work there. Our Truth says, "Hey Mick and Jeff, what Jeff with a G? What's up?" And this is from Our Truth again. "I heard about the bad news and I'm bummed out. Losing something you cared for as a child is hard. I'll say what we're all thinking. Fuck John Cena." Thank you so much, Our Truth. Absolutely. I know you've been there since the 1960s. Watching Giant Bomb. Seashore says, "Love all you guys." Dropped $50. Thank you so much, Seashore. Big Fresh 37 says, "No one blame Emma Frost. She's a perfect angel." No one does. Everyone understands. Brian Laley says, "Appreciate you." Rogers OG says, "The world really sucks, but you guys always make it a bit brighter. Love you all. We're here for you no matter what." Joseph Tavano says, "Thank you." Shrek, I can never say your name correctly. Shrek, so, I'm gonna say Shrek. There we go. Dropped $50. Yeah, and says, "All the love in the world to every one of you. You guys made the pandemic bearable with all the laughs. We're with you all wherever you go." Michael Kavanaugh says, "Love y'all, GB forever." And then a personal message to a different corporation. Matt Lauren says, "Sending love and good vibes to you and the rest of the team. Let the mess continue forevermore." Let's see here. Stinky says, "The real Giant Bomb was the game mess we made along the way. This is the best community in gaming." Thank you so much, Stinky. Yeah, if you have subscribed to the Patreon, make sure you get in the Discord and hang out with us. It's a good time. Now that I have a little bit more free time, maybe we could do a game night and stuff like that. It'll be a good time. L. Grug says, "My internet cut out halfway during Dan's stream last night, but if the word on the street is correct, Jeff might be better than Dan at Punch-Out now." Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I believe it. Walshrus says, let's see here, and dropped $100. Thank you so much. Said, "I've been a silent viewer of you guys for a while, but in lieu of everything, I felt the need to say something. Started watching a few weeks before Nintendo started. New Giant Bomb, but started watching once all of you showed up there. Love GB at Night and what you did with it." Oh, thank you so much. That was, of everything. Most proud of GB at Night. It's something that was important to me. Glad we could keep it going.
You always killed that. That was always that was the new E3 highlight for me. That kind of brain space. It was those streams. So
yep.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was very cool to get to do that. So we'll always have that, and we'll always cherish that. All right, I think I'm at George now. I'll read the George one, and then let's take a break again real quick, and then would you be ready to read at that point then, AJ, or is it still kind of messed up for you?
The first one I have is Colin joining the Lincoln tier, and then it's chat from Screaming Mad.
That's okay.
My screens.
All right. Yeah, let's talk about it on the break. I think I have a solution.
Okay, all right. Well, let's take a quick break, then we'll be right back after this. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. Okay, what are you thinking, Christian?
All right. Can you see my stream? Because I think I had them all on this.
I paused your stream because it was causing my stream to chug.
Your stream to chug. Okay.
Or my video chat rather, and then Jeff cut out for a second, so I got scared.
Oh sure. Okay.
Well, let's see now. There's no we.
I think we're good. Once Jeff's catches up that Screaming Madden one, then I have the rest.
Okay.
That's where my YouTube is.
All right. We'll do it that way. All right.
I should finish the stream then, so it doesn't cause any problem.
Yeah. AJ, do you need a break or anything to use the potty or anything?
No, I'm good. I'm debating. I should take my contacts out and get my glasses, but I don't want to go upstairs. So
okay,
I'm good.
All right.
I'm just gonna keep touching my eye and grossing you all out because they're dry.
I love it. Keep at it. All right. I'm gonna bring it back, Christian.
Let's go.
All right. We're back at it. Plenty more super chats to get into. My little the sidebar scroll thing is about halfway up, but it doesn't refresh automatically, so we'll have to refresh when we get to the top and see where we're really at. Okay, we left off with George, so let's go to Not Tony, who says, "I F heavy with our beef and cheddar boys." I also fuck heavy with you, Not Tony. Absolutely. Nick says, "Who is Jeff Grubb without his Steam Press account?" Look, they can't take that away. That's mine.
That's right.
I had that before I worked at Giant Bomb, so that is not theirs at all. Jody Pelzel says, "Do you recommend an Ambernick RG35XX SP to someone that has a Steam Deck?" It depends on what you're getting it for. That's the one. That's the one Mike just picked up from Dan, and he took it with him because he wanted something for Disney.
Right, my girls, we got them those for their birthday, and then my son's birthday is in July, but I bought him his already in case they became scarce. But I mean, the advantage there is portability. Fold it in half and throw it in your pocket, and you're off to go. And if you really want to, because it is just running RetroArch, like you can move the save files back and forth.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just RetroArch. So yeah, if you want something that's more portable than a Steam Deck, yeah, so again, buy it now too before they drive. Go on Amazon, get them for like what, $75, and
yeah,
you're good to go.
Yeah, I really like mine. I've ended up playing a lot more of the Ambernick one that looks like the original Game Boy Advance. But that's just because that's just because the OS was a little bit more updated, and I haven't had a chance to take my SP and put Moo OS on it that handles the closing of the screen a lot better, and keeps the battery running longer. I kept closing it, and it would like still run, so the battery would just fucking drain, and I'd go to pick it out of my pocket 5 hours later, and it barely had any battery left, and that was pretty frustrating. So I'm gonna sit down maybe this weekend, get that solved, and I'll start using mine a lot more. Okay, let's see here. I think we are at Keywork, who says, keep your head up, y'all. Everything will work out. If any of the crew need a cheap vacation to Orlando, feel free to reach out. I have helped the Minottis once or twice. Panis. And then there's a
love you, buddy.
Yeah. Yep. Keywork, I'll take you up on that at some point. Thank you so much. You've always been very awesome. Alex B sent in a sticker. Again, these things are animated and they look cool, but it's hard to see in the version of YouTube I'm using because it makes everything super small. But thank you so much, Alex B. I really appreciate it. David Peddle says, how much do we all got to pitch in to fund a Game Mess couch at SGF? David, that would be awesome. It's something that, like, if I could replicate that again someday, somehow, I would love to make it work. But hey, we're just getting started on this new journey. So, don't expect anything like that anytime soon. Detest says, love y'all always. Christopher Mate, or Christopher Mate, I want to say, because I'm thinking of Sherba Mate, but I'm going to say Christopher Mate says, I will always fuck with Jeff Grubb, Mike Minotti, AJ, and everyone else who comes along for the ride. Thank you so much, Christopher. Fager Zero dropped $100 and said, long live the Mess Cast. Absolutely. We're here. Keep hanging out with us, everybody. Simon from Saskatchewan is back, says, AJ, is Mike the only one in your family who has a bloodlust against dogs? Jeff, if Mike keeps refusing to watch Andor, is he a bad friend? It's so good. All right, I'll let you go first.
I think we're losing the plot. Mike saved the dog.
Yeah.
Okay? I feel like we lose that part. My sweet dear grandmother just got a little absent-minded and forgot it was tied to the garage door. Mike rescued it. Okay, he didn't let it hang to death. He saved its life. Let's stop with the again, marketing and PR here. Saying dogs don't have souls was not the right.
I was gonna say it was more the way he told the story. It was like the sort of glint in his eye when he was telling the story. It was more about that, I think, for a lot of people. I feel pretty similar to how Mike feels when people talk about me playing Kingdom Hearts. So he loves Kingdom Hearts so much that the idea of like, why don't you go? Hey, Mike, don't you want to force Jeff to play Kingdom Hearts? That doesn't sound appealing to him because he doesn't want to hear me talk shit about it and be kind of like that does make me a bad friend, yes, but he doesn't want to hear me go off and spout bad things about something he loves so much. Andor's very much that for me, where it's like, this is a precious thing to me. It is so good, so well made. I can in that, especially in that first season. We're halfway through the second season, so it's a show that I've rewatched a couple times for the first season. I'm watching every scene. I'm like, every scene is a masterpiece. Every scene has so much to say. It's got so many layers, so much to talk about, so much to think about, and if someone would be like, yeah, it's okay, I'll be like, you don't get it, and it would just make me mad. So if Mike doesn't want to watch it because he's not in the mood for watching TV at this point in his life, I think that's probably for the best, and I would never force him to watch it.
Jeff, I watched the first 2 episodes, season 1 last week, so I'm finally on that train. Get on
there. Here's what I'll say about those first 3 episodes is, it might feel like things aren't setting up for a payoff. Everything pays off.
Oh, no, I get that sense.
Yes.
I can see what they're doing here, and
everything is meaningful.
My struggle with any TV is anytime I watch TV, I was like, well, I could be playing a game right now
Yes,
because I only
totally.
get 2 hours myself, and that's why I haven't watched much TV at all. But I do want to watch it. I've been meaning to, and season 2 being out is kind of a good jolt for me to see it through now.
The thing about Andor that it does really well, and it's doing even better in season 2, is setting up like cultures and settings and really making them come to life. And that Ferrex, the Ferrex planet, and the culture and the work culture and the way all those people like look out for each other, but also like have their petty grievances and how that spins and turns into something so much bigger. It's masterful. It's so good. All right, so let's keep going. I can't spend all the show talking about Andor. Dirk Hardpeck 69 says, "Announce the new project here and now, you cowards. Also, I love you all, and I can't believe Mike skipped this." The new project is Yahoo Anime. Everybody, get excited for it.
Yeah,
Let's
only
go.
Watch
Yeah.
episodes. Only watch
Hi.
episodes. Let's go.
Dirk Hardpeck is a great name. Louis 5468_ says, "If you're looking for a job with security, I can get you a gig building drones and drill. I promise we are not all fascist." And then that's a very long emoticon penis there at the end of that message. Gonna pass. Although if you really do work there, I hope it's true that they're not all fascist. And you should definitely build a security backdoor into those things so we can take them over when they are inevitably turned against the American public. Quincy Herman says, "I fuck with Jeff Grubb. Lots of love to you, the crew, and the community." Detlef Shrimp says, "Can we get a live update from the Rainforest Cafe?" Now, is he going to eat at the Rainforest Cafe on this trip? I don't know.
No, I don't think that's in the plan. I mean, maybe he'll stop by for a photo op at Animal Kingdom because there are two.
There's
in Disney
two,
World.
yes.
There's two.
Yep, absolutely.
Or maybe he'll go to the lava bar at the one at Disney Springs, but that's on the itinerary as far as I knew.
All right, we're at Screaming Madden. Is this the one
that's me.
All right, you want to pick it? All right, go.
Is this after Colin, who joined the Lincoln tier?
That's not showing. It starts with sending extra support for Grubb tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Good. I
then
will take over.
Then hit the Colin one too.
Yeah, Colin joined the Lincoln tier. there it is. Colin's Gaming. Thank you for joining. Screaming Madden says, "Sending extra support for Grubb tonight. I love discovering you and Mike on Game S in 2021, and you ruled on Giant Bomb. I'll always get a kick out of seeing you as Bat Grubb and Sting. Best of luck, Grubb. Also, you rule too, AJ. Thank you."
That's true.
Mr. Villainy says, "Good luck and have Batman in all your future endeavors, Jeff."
I promise. Yeah, that'll keep happening.
Is that supposed to be like a little penis? Maybe.
That's
Jordan.
the when a Giant Bomb stream ends, you do the Sims diamond over your head. Yep.
Right. Well, now it's a little penis.
Yep, it's a little penis. Everybody, congratulations.
Jordan says, "Here for Plight Group, Days Sean Remastered, or whatever new content lies ahead. Best of you all, Beef and Cheddar Boys for life."
Yeah, I'll reiterate. Light Club will live on in some way. Everybody, don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll just say real quick, Days Sean Remastered is happening. Community bought me a PS5.
What they did?
Specifically so that can happen. So yes, I'm gonna make sure that happens. Everyone, don't
Hell
worry.
yeah, everybody! Way to go!
Nice.
All
Well
right,
done, everyone.
I'm looking
Well
forward
done.
to it.
Also, thanks for everyone who sent some stuff in today. I appreciate it a lot.
That's awesome. Fantastic. All right, let's keep going.
All right, Tony Knutson says, "With AJ here and all, it's only appropriate to tell you all that you'll never, ever walk alone. Up the Reds! Up the Reds! Fight Club forever! Yeah, let's go. We won the league! We won the league!"
You told the story like how you and your friends just decided to pick a team because you were like, we want to get into this, and so you all picked a team together. That's such a fun thing.
So I'm in a pretty active Slack group that's it started from a lot of old Squadron of Shame people, if you guys remember that from the One Up days, and then we did Too Old for This, which was a podcast we did for a few years, and the Slack channel has just been going. It's just now just a virtual friend group, and a lot of them are into Premier League football for some reason. Like 4 or 5 years ago, they started picking it up. So I was like, well, I want in on this, but I don't want to I don't know. I didn't want to do it because they all had different teams. So if I can't go on one of their teams, so I got in touch with my 4 best friends from when I was in high school, who we were all Cleveland sports diehards. We're like, okay, let's do this. Let's pick a team, and we're all in. And we did our research on culture and players, and we weren't going for front runners, or it would have been Man City fans. And we landed on Liverpool, and I think my wife thought like this wasn't a real thing. Like she's like, you're not a Liverpool fan. You're just gonna watch this and like stop. And I've watched like almost every game for the last 3 years.
That's
I
awesome.
absolutely love it. It's almost become my number 2 sport after baseball as far as interest level goes right now. I'm actually coaching my son's soccer team this summer. Like
That's incredible.
That's where we are,
Man.
And my
Okay.
only favorite reference on how to play this game is watching these 3 years of Liverpool.
That's
So God knows what I'm going to tell these kids.
Oh,
The
no.
ball.
That's way more than enough for coaching a kid's
Mhm.
soccer team. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. But yeah, the Liverpool clinched the Premier League on Sunday. So we won. We did it.
On to
And
the
there's still
Champions
4 more
League.
games left. There's still 4 more games left in the season. I found this out. I love this. The teams we're playing now, they have to line up like a tunnel outside of the entrance to the pitch and applaud us as we enter. It's called the honor guard. It's like the opposite of Smash Brothers, where you're the people you just
Right.
kicked out of the stadium have to applaud for you. It's backwards, but I love it.
That's fantastic.
All right, where were we?
I think you're at,
Dark Steel
yeah,
Brushwag says Blight Club forever.
Damn right.
These guys are trapped in Blight Club forever. Don't worry.
Yeah, there's no
the world's
escape.
not that kind.
Uh-huh.
Light Bright 32 says, how much would a super chat have to be for Mikey to film a joy inside a Rainforest Cafe? Well, love you guys wherever you'll be. Penis. You spelled koi wrong, but they have beautiful koi ponds
Yes.
inside of the Rainforest Cafe.
100%. Yeah, he'll film any fish you want. Don't worry about that.
But don't worry. The typo, everyone makes mistakes.
That's right.
Scott Heller says, first time, long time, quack, quack. Excited to follow you guys wherever you end up. Thank you, Scotty. Snook says, can't stick around for the stream. Just wanted to share the love, though. Thank you, Snook.
Thank you.
Rusty
Real quick,
Weasel.
hang on. The big ones are getting eaten. KB Esquire dropped. Oh, this is the one we already read. Is that why you skipped it? My bad. Okay.
No, I don't see it.
Let's read it again. KB Esquire, $500. I'm sure I speak for everyone here when I say not only will it work out, but your next steps will be better than ever. Yeah, again, I'm just flabbergasted by all the support. Thank you so much, KB. That's just incredible stuff.
Yeah. Rusty Weasel says, much love, less than 3.
Yep.
Antonio Morales says, AJ, what do you do at a Rainforest Cafe? Peepo, I eat the most mediocre good food known to man while watching a slightly broken animatronic gorilla freak out about a fake thunderstorm. And nothing more.
It's like, a better than an Applebee's, like significantly better than Applebee's.
It's like an Applebee, but it's not like they microwaved it. They actually cooked it.
Yes,
but it's still like
it's
that
not
food.
sad Applebee's. Yeah.
Yes. Ooh.
Well, I think it's
Uyasumi Mex.
Yeah, that's how I say it.
Uyasumi Mex. Much support to AJ today too. AJ, have you been able to make the holy pilgrimage of the South by visiting a Buc-ee's location? No, I've never been to a Buc-ee's. Mike actually was at one today.
Yep, I was
he
pretty jealous.
stopped on the way down.
Yep.
Yeah, someday. I've a lot of my travel had been to the west for a while. So I've not driven south to do like a Buc-ee's stop, but I want to very, very much so. Vervain says, bye Fan Guardians. Game Mess has my dollars now.
Thank you.
Yes. Scrub McGrub. Use this money to get Nikki's grandma to ship you the Switch 2 you pre-ordered.
Listen, I might still try to get out the Summer Game Fest. People are supporting, and I might try to find a way to like cover that and do some fun stuff out there. So
there you go.
Might still be out in LA. We'll see. Oh, you know what? That's good time to mention it. I should still be at PAX East. Made that work.
Oh, okay.
Worked it out with PAX themselves.
I meant to ask you, but I didn't want to throw it on you live.
Yeah. So
okay.
I kind of got it worked out today, where because PAX, they invite us out there, and so a lot of times they help cover some of that travel. And I worked it out with them, where it's like, well, we're just going to do it directly with you. So I should still be at PAX East.
Good. Bandana Bush says, I F***K with Game Mess.
Thank you so much, Bandana Bush.
Alex WP says, can't believe Mike is off having fun while his best friend Jeff Grubb is going through one right now. SMH.
It's just the story of our friendship, man. Just every time.
Yeah, that's just how it works. He some people give and some take in a relationship. We all know how this one works.
I'm so happy for him. I'm glad he's been looking forward to this for so long, and
it's going to be a good trip.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Kaiju Kyle says, GB got me back into gaming and playing games I never would have played without their suggestions. Shout out to all members past and present, to everyone that's been associated with them in any way. peeponess.
Yeah, I'll say this. I watch a lot of other like creators, I guess, on YouTube. People who have like a pretty good following, and I'm always surprised about the games they like don't know about. It's a game will pop off or join Game Pass or something like that, and they're like, I've never heard of this. And I'm like, really? It's just like that's everywhere in like my zone. I hear all kinds of people talking about that. So just by listening to like our show or to the Giant Bomb stuff, you are probably more informed about a lot of games that you would miss otherwise. So yeah, definitely hang in there with us because I think this is a great place to discover games that you might have missed otherwise.
For sure. Sludge Reinhold says, I'll always bet on Jeff Grubb.
And I'm going to do the same thing, Sludge. Let's make it happen.
Panzik Pujarin says, I fuck with you, Jeff.
Fuck with you too, Panzik.
Alejandro Rea says, always betting on the beef and cheddar.
Thank you.
Filmland Mandrew says, thoughts, prayers, most importantly, cash money, but not a lot. This gaming thing is expensive.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is. Absolutely. Anything is more than enough. And even if you're just hanging out with us, if you're sharing the show, liking the show, or just watching, thank you.
Exactly. C-Doy says, we fuck with Jeff Grubb.
I fuck with you too.
Pete XN says, Jeff, if you need to bet on yourself, which means get on Kind of Funny Games Showdown next season, crush Greg Miller, and take his title. That's it. Just take Kind of Funny from Greg Miller.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Just steal it.
You know what?
Like go all Nick Cage on him. Just steal it.
I don't think it'd be that hard. I think I could do it pretty easily.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't even notice.
Anarchy's beginning, everybody. Let's go.
Let's go. That's mine now.
I'm going to steal Kind of Funny Games.
That's pretty good.
Sasha says, much respect to everyone that puts in the actual work, penis.
Thank you, Sasha.
Skittle says, thank you for being you. Love you, buddy.
Thanks, Skittles. Good to see you, bud. Absolutely.
Kahem, C-H-H-E-M, doesn't have a message, but they left $5. Thank you. If you did have a message, throw it in the chat, and we'll try to find it.
Yeah, we'll try to check it out. Real quick, another one from another big one. This is Garwalk with $100. All the love in the world to everyone at Giant Bomb, past and present. Grubb stepped into enormous, unfillable shoes and proved to be the perfect person to do them justice. Wishing you the best in whatever's next. Fuck capitalism. Go home. #skate4. Thank you so much, Garwalk. Appreciate that.
Good thing you have big feet.
Yep, it's working out.
Like a Dylan says, peepo, penis.
I have officially started calling my robot lawnmower a peepo. That's peepo.
I thought you were going to start calling your penis peepo.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going with too.
No, that's what my wife calls it. Come on, what are you guys talking about?
There it is.
Hey-oh.
Boom.
Jibs the Squib says, please keep doing Blight Club. Love you all.
Hey, Jibs, like I said, one way or another, Blight Club will live on.
Yeah. Quindo Jack says, I fuck with y'all heart.
Thank you so much, Quindo.
Rajif JDBF da Fud says, Tubby Love.
I think this is the one we always call Fahokwa gods. This super chatter.
Yeah, it's
Fahokwa gods come on. Okay, I got it.
No, perfect.
Senor Bean says, I don't know much about the South, but playing South of Midnight kind of feels like the Critter Country Zone at Disneyland. I'm ashamed to say that. I felt much the same way.
God damn.
I was like, oh, this is familiar. I've lived this. Simon from Saskatchewan writes in, Captain Toad has to be yours and Mike's last Switch 1 game. It's genuinely fun. Good game to play with the gimmicks. AJ, have you played it? I played the demo. My daughter was very into it. She has it. So I could take her virtual copy now and lend it to myself.
Yeah.
She was on a very big Toadette kick for a while, and she was excited you could play as Toadette in the Switch version, so she played that. Brandon Bailey says, found you and Mike in 2020 through hearing about you all from Kind of Funny. Just want to say I love you guys. We'll always be here. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Kevin says, particularly disparaging, I hope your master plan to open a Rainforest Cafe franchise on the shores of Lake Erie goes well. We're going to put it right next to the Margaritaville so they can both be empty.
Yep, absolutely.
Except like sometimes on Friday.
Yep, and it's just a beautiful view of like an abandoned crane. It rules.
Mm-hmm. Martin Batchelor joined the Lincoln tier. Thank you and welcome. Dat Boy Jerry says, reminds me of that tragedy.
Yeah, sure.
Lazy Stegosaurus says, Jeff, you are the realest dude on the internet. Invited to the cookout anytime. Love you, big dog. Go Pack, go.
Thank you, Lazy. I'll even excuse the Go Pack Go. That's a very kind thing to say.
I want to be invited to the cookout so bad.
I know. It's all I've ever wanted.
I'll make a good side, I promise.
Yes, it's all I've ever wanted. It really is.
My name is Fat Mike. Says, you brought new life to an era of GB I didn't think was possible. I hope you're proud of the content you produced. I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah, I'm very proud. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it.
Ghostface Killer. Love you guys. We'll support you in whatever you choose to do next.
Thank you.
Philip Fortuna says, can't watch this live, but want to let you guys know you got my support as much as I can give it. It's frustrating to see empty suits trying their hardest to not understand how to create a community where cool people work. Amen.
Thank you, Philip.
Fox McCloud server says, I fuck with y'all since episode 16 and won't ever stop. Excited for more Game Mess and the return of Blake Club. Will the GMM name return?
It's, a possibility, but figuring out what's next. So let's just hang in there.
Hey, you Peekaboo says, nothing but love for y'all. I'm hopeful for your futures.
Thank you, Peekaboo.
Ricky T says, Jeff, you deserve so much better. At the end of the day, it's their loss. Thank you for your dedication and for keeping it real. We'll follow you whenever you go. Can't believe Mike abandoned you, JK.
Yeah.
No, he did abandon him.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a joke. He's not here.
Yeah, he's drunk right now in a ditch in Disneyland. Disney World, excuse me.
Very comfortable ditch. Magical ditch. Banner SN says, so Game Mess Morning coming back, even if it's a solo show for a bit. I'd love to get the daily news back.
I will, but for solo shows, I'll probably be doing more frequent videos talking about the news. So look out for that for now.
Like today, yeah.
Like today. And then we'll kind of see what the future looks like.
All right. Pixel Positive Gaming says, thanks so much for everything, Jeff. As a librarian, I understand the uncertainty and frustration with work and external factors. You've got this.
Thank you so much, Pixel.
Data Knights says, love you guys. The whole GB crew, past and present. Canceling my subscription and deleting my account after 11 years has been surreal and mildly depressing. I'll follow all of you wherever you land.
It was always awesome to see people who had been there subscribing for the entire time. So I understand what you're going through. Thank you so much.
Simon from Saskatchewan says, heard of it. PAL only NES games. Real bad, apparently.
Heard of PAL only NES games? Because were they running at a weird frame rate or something like that?
50 hertz or something, yeah.
Yeah, I always
probably.
My understanding was there was definitely a generation there. I don't know if it was the NES generation where they would just slow the games down from the 60 frames to the 50 frames per second. And
yeah, that's the way to make it fit. I've always wanted a SCART cable. I don't know why. I just want a SCART cable.
I mean, it's fun to say, and it is better if you get it all working and stuff like that. Yeah, the fact that they just had SCART there and we never had that that's frustrating to me. Yeah,
we had S-Video and we loved it.
Yeah, we accepted S-Video into our hearts.
Pompo has joined the Lincoln tier. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Jake Frink says, don't get a chance to watch live all the time, but I always watch the VOD, but just want to put some support in. Always appreciate what you all do.
Thank you so much, Jake Frink. I appreciate it.
Oh, I should have read ahead. Simon from Saskatchewan. Sorry, I meant PAL only Disney NES games.
Oh, I did hear about this recently. Where was it? This was on something.
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of them, apparently they are very bad, yeah.
Oh, fun. Dcash 114 says heart. Thank you, Dcash.
Thank you, Dcash.
For Dcash. Game of Matrician says for the $50 super chat. Thank you. Since Grubb Snacks, your shows help me stay informed on happenings in the game industry. I haven't made money off an Nvidia leak, he reported, and you introduce us all to the illustrious and tantalizing Mike Minotti. Take it easy. Here's a thank you, and the best has yet to come. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you so much. That was a nice $50 super chat. We appreciate it.
All right. El Grug says, more money for the fly to Nikki's home to pick up my Switch 2 fun. Sending love to you, Dan, and AJ, whose beard looks much better than Mike's. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Of course it does.
I have less gray, which is hard to believe. All that stressful living of Mike Minotti.
Unbelievable. Shout out to El Grug.
Nuclear Lamb says, just join the Patreon. Game Mess forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Nuclear Lamb. And yeah, like I said earlier, thanks to everybody who's been joining the Patreon.
Anthony, thank you for the $50 Canadian, which I think is $1,000, so very generous. You guys added a great new chapter to a book I thought was coming to an end. GMM was the best gaming news show I followed, and seeing you run the SGF Couch show gave me the warm and fuzzies. You're a valuable voice, and you've got a friend in me.
Thank you so much, Anthony. That was
You got a friend
very
in
nice to
me.
say. And then I got AJ, and then you got AJ to sing that, which was also very nice. Yep. GMM was a lot of fun to do. God, waking every day doing that show was always something to look forward to. So definitely want to get something like that back in my life. Real quick, we missed another big one. This is
Go ahead.
Guillermo Leos, who is a friend. If people remember, he's the one that introduced me to Yerba Mate. He brought me a mug. What was a gourd, right? The gourd. And he had
gourd. Yeah.
made it for me and had me actually drink it on the GB at Night couch at SGF a couple years ago. And
I set it up. That was
right.
my doing.
Yeah.
I bought I told a friend that lives in LA to buy the mate and send it to you to the studio, and that was the whole. And they serve it to you. So that was the.
Oh, is that like the tea like thing that's very popular in South America?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Guillermo.
I know that because a lot of the Liverpool players drink it.
Oh yeah. It's big with
a lot
with
of them are
athletes.
Argentinians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Argentinians and Brazilians drink it. Yeah.
Now,
And Guillermo was the one who served him to chef. So it was the full circle there.
And I drank it, and I felt like my body was going to vibrate my skeleton out of my butthole. Now I haven't stopped drinking it. It's awesome. He said, "Love you guys. Thanks for always being so generous and inspiring. Today has been really hard, but at least we'll always have Peepo. Whatever comes next, I'll be there no matter what." Be sure to follow Guillermo. They have their own stuff. New Game Plus, right, Christian? That's yes.
New Game Plus. Yeah, if you speak Spanish, they're the best.
They are
I love
best.
them. They're my friends, so I'm very biased. I love those guys.
Well, no,
my whole heart.
They've been at the Giant Bomb stuff a couple years now. They are fantastic dudes. All right, back over to you, AJ.
All right, Driving Divan says, hell yeah to betting on yourself. Definitely hate what y'all had to go through to get here, but excited to see what's next. Peepo would be proud.
I like to think he would be. Absolutely.
Yes. Cody Owens says, sending you virtual hug, heart, hashtag game mess forever.
Thank you.
White Lens says, Tim Sweeney 1, Tim Apple 0. However, could this raise the price on Apple products? Yeah, and the convenient thing for them is they could just blame it on tariffs.
Yep, and yeah, at a certain point, like what doesn't raise the price on Apple products? So yeah, it certainly could. That stuff's already very expensive, so we'll see.
Yep. Mikey O'Leary says, okay, now we definitely need to do Disneyland on June 9th after SGF. I already booked it for me, honestly. Love you, boys. Yeah, go to Disneyland, Jeff.
Not a terrible idea. I would really like that, especially going to Disneyland after SGF with cool people. It's been a very good time multiple times now. Another one of 100 Australian dollars from Kaya Mefle. I'm going to say yes, Mefle, who says, joined Giant Bomb in 2022. Was adjusting to a new job I did not like. Generally, an unmoored time of my life. You all helped put a spark back in my life. You all rule. You deserve the world's gem. Here, sorry the Aussie exchange rate can't get it up right now. And then hashtag or parentheses non-sexually. Yep, no, you don't need to worry about that. Any support is appreciated. Thank you so much. That was very generous of you.
Kenny says, brand safety.
I acknowledge you.
Guillermo Leo's joined the Lincoln tier. Thank you, Guillermo.
Thank you, Guillermo.
Josh from Eric. Never left a super chat before. Why start now? Yeah, why start now?
Yeah, why? Weird.
Nothing happened.
Thank you,
Jason
Josh.
Finelli joined the Tubman tier. Thank you, Jason.
Shout out to
Blake
Jason.
Merritt, going to subscribe to the Patreon. Hope you, Dan, and Mike, and others, and Mike's brothers do something cool. I'll be there for whatever it is.
Thank you so much, Blake.
I think we skip a couple.
I just see one from Carradine.
I see Mike O'Leary threw $5 saying, "Okay, now we definitely need
no,
to
we got
Disneyland."
that one. We did get that one.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
went horizontal for a second, and my brain just shut off.
No, totally. But
right.
we did miss one because this is another high one. I don't know why it's eating the ones that spend the most money.
That's weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the most. Yeah,
those are the ones like you want to make sure you get right. But $50 from Carradine. Love you all. Yummy like a gummy bear forever. Absolutely.
I'm a gummy bear. Yeah. Oh, I hate that fucking song. Why am I singing? Cody Clements, a few bucks for the boys. Also took my premium money and joined the Patreon. Polybius.
Thank you.
Polybius.
Thank you so much, Cody.
Avid Demon, you guys deserve better. I love Giant Bomb from beginning to end and will miss it, but I'm excited for what is next. Also, is this whole thing a secret ploy for Mike to indefinitely postpone his bike club round? You got him, everybody.
He's pulling the strings.
You got him.
He's definitely pulling the strings.
Right. Everyone knows that Mike is the secret puppet master here. Aaron Zakowitz.
Yeah, I would go Zakowitz.
Yeah, got laid off today too. We're very sorry to hear that. I know we're all going to be okay because of the power of friendship, though. That's right. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, hang in there, Aaron. Definitely. Shout outs to you, bud.
All right. Pac-Manus 141 says other Valnet news from today. They're suing The Wrap and one of its reporters, Humberto Gonzalez, over an article about Valnet's poor treatment of its employees. Oh, cool.
That's
Good. Glad to hear it.
Always love. Yeah, you absolutely love to hear that exact thing. It's like, hey, well, you better hope that stuff's not true, because if it is true, I hope they lose that lawsuit.
Right. Tyler James Bay says game mess forever.
Thank you, TJB.
Banjo Playing Bear says onwards and upwards, Grubb. Wishing you the best in your future endeavors, but one thing: Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda ever, and all other opinions are wrong. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm not the biggest Ocarina of Time fan.
I've like. Also,
I don't think it holds up.
I've also been like going in that direction, but I haven't played it in a while, so I should replay it, especially the 3DS version, because they definitely made some edits there. So I'll get back to you.
Let's not say things let's not say crazy stuff, okay? Everybody chill out.
Yeah, if everyone wants to call AJ a crazy Zoomer now who doesn't know what he's talking about, you know where to find him. Take the heat off me. Thank you very much.
Here. It's a lot of consonants. Roller 610 says much love to Game Mess crew, Jeff Grubb. I fuck with you, and AJ. Liverpool, top of the league. I hope that's not a song I'm supposed to know.
Riller, thank you so much.
Thank you. Atomic Toaster, says I hear Mike Minotti, but his lips aren't moving.
All Minottis sound alike.
Yeah, more or less. You guys, I think I've done it on here, but we all have our Mike Minotti voice, which is not what he actually sounds like. But it's always Mike Minotti. I don't like apples.
Gross, an apple. I'm gonna go to Disney about this. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Disneyland, and I'm gonna call Jeff and be like, "Oh, what's going on? I didn't hear any news today. I'm Mike Minotti."
And you're right.
Right?
White girl.
Yep.
White girl.
White girl.
Indistinguishable from what we were just doing.
I've summoned him.
Uh-oh.
Really nice impressions. Maybe my previous rants about why saying this game doesn't hold up is a really stupid thing to say, especially for you, AJ. You never liked Ocarina of Time that much.
Oh,
what
wow.
are you
Exactly.
You say, I don't like it. You have to make it some weird historical context thing. It's just say you don't like it. It's completely fine. And by the way, I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody for all of the kind messages that I've been getting all day. It has meant an absolute ton to me. I know I haven't been able to get back to all of them. It's been kind of a busy day. I get car sick, so I can't look at my phone too much, but I'm trying to keep up. I am going to bed soon. I want to reiterate how Jeff Grubb did a Herculean task. Is that how you say that word? Herculean task, lifting up Giant Bomb at a time when everybody was ready to just completely write it off. He came in when a million people only wanted to talk about how it was already dead, and he had to deal with hearing that crap his entire time he was here too from some idiots, but he still made it a fantastic place, a place that people appreciated and loved and respected. And I won't say much else. I didn't sign anything, but I don't want to get anybody else in trouble. But I respect the hell out of what Jeff did there, and for bringing me on and letting me be a part of it was an incredible ride. It was so much fun. So thank you, Jeff. And AJ, I do love you, even though you said the bad thing. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you, Mikey.
Thank you, Mike.
He's so drunk right now. He's so drunk.
It's the best. He's the best. One of the best drunks I know. Thanks, Mike. That meant a ton.
He is a happy drunk.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was the special thing is getting to go there and like bring some people along and trying to get some shine on some people, because it's like I know this Giant Bomb audience. I know they're gonna like these people I like because I love Giant Bomb. And it's like, I always imagine, it's like, what if Mike Minotti was on there talking to Dan Reichert and stuff like that? And it was the fact that
could be funny.
That could be really funny. And the fact that I got to make that happen is also one of the things I'm most proud about.
Mm-hmm. All right, where were we? Daniel Villanueva. It says part 1 of 2. Been watching from the shadows for almost 5 years. I'm sorry it took this situation for me to become a patron.
Oh, no problem.
We're glad you're here.
Yep, absolutely.
Hexwave says they did you dirty. Hearts out to y'all, and will always be a follower here and wherever you guys and the others.
Thank you so much, Hexwave.
Marcus 077A. I almost said 007.
Mm-hmm.
There's zero chance GTA 6 won't cost $100. Sign up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it probably will.
I think it's gonna
I didn't think it would for a while, but now I'm convinced it will.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like honestly, if Microsoft's increasing their prices, part of that could be they know what Take-Two is thinking, and they're like, well, we should raise our prices too.
Yep. Jordan Johnson did not leave a message, but thank you for the super chat. If you want to throw something in the chat, we'll
thank you, Jordan.
Look forward here. Atomic Toasterio says the thing that gets to me is if they eventually reverse these tariffs, prices will likely not come down. That happened with pandemic price hikes. No, the businesses will do the right thing.
Yeah, they'll give us back that money.
Capitalism. That's how it works. It's give and take.
You're 100% right, Atomic Toaster. Yep.
Yeah,
we're never. Yeah. It's never coming back down.
Yep. That's it. Raimi Vincent says it's just nice to hear the news rundown from you today, man. Just a normal, pleasant Tuesday. Thanks for being here and for being alarmingly invincible. E3 couch when.
Hey, Raimi, if there's a couch, you'll be back on it, dude. Thanks, man. Raimi's old. He's been on the Giant Bomb couch a bunch of times, but he's on there a couple times for me as well. So thanks, man. Really, really great to see you.
Glowworm says, Blue Shell the Rich, please send a cut of this super chat to Jan's Venmo.
Got it. I'll just do it right now.
All right. Yeah, go. Venmo Jan $2 or something.
Yep.
Did Mike say? I don't think that Mike said anything, but Chris had a glowworm doll when he was growing up. Mike had the glowworm. Jeez, what am I talking about? Mike had a glowworm. It was like his. He had it all the time. It was glowy. that was his childhood toy. Never glowed. That broke a long time ago.
All right, I got it.
Vanny Usha 9999 says, please continue doing what you're so good at. This industry needs quality journalism, especially at a time like this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Chef,
do you see the?
I do.
Danielle Villanueva.
Yep, I'll get it. Yep, absolutely. But yes, thank you so much, Van Yusha. That was very kind. We work on having those conversations and kind of, like I always say, being pretty sober and just trying to explain things and give people the perspective of these companies, even though a lot of times these companies don't even deserve to be understood because they make such brash and shitty decisions. But we still feel the need to explain it because we all just want to understand it better, right? That's the motivation I have. So the fact that so many people have that same motivation and want to listen, thank you. Daniel Villanueva says, part 2 with $100 super chat. Thank you so much, DV. As I slowly walk back into the shadows, like Homer disappearing into the bushes, I can only think of Macho Man's promo and how much it fits you guys right now, especially the unjustified. Wait, let me say it. Macho Man. Okay, there we go. A little bit better.
Yeah, get into it.
Unjustifiably in a position I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top. That was I actually didn't have it, but thank you so much, DV. That was awesome.
Yeah, you got to tense up all the muscles, these movements. There's the physicality to it.
You got to pull your lips past your teeth and stuff, and I don't have that in me right now.
Epos Vox says, he sent 5 Jeff Grubb's Game Mess gift memberships. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that's the goat right there.
Epos Vox
is awesome. Thanks so much. Love to just see you here. Thank you. It really means a lot.
Croms joined the Lincoln tier. Thank you very much for joining. Atomic Toaster, greatest generational leap IMO, SNES to N64/PlayStation. What do you guys think? That or N64 to GameCube? I mean, it's hard to not think it's that 16-bit to 3D jump. I mean, that was so literally transformational. Like going to HD was cool and everything, but there'll never be anything like that again.
Yeah, I could see the argument that like going from Super Nintendo to N64 or to PlayStation 1, it's like that was sort of like the Atari of 3D graphics, where it's like they were just kind of figuring things out. So aesthetically, it may have been a step back, but it is a massive leap. It's undeniably probably the actual biggest leap. So I get some people who want to argue like N64 to GameCube or PS1 to PS2. That one I'm like fully willing to entertain. Anything else though? Nah, no, nothing else comes close to those two generational leaps.
Yeah, but you just think about going from Super Mario World to Mario 64. Yep. It's like, geez.
It's nuts. Yep.
Booty Bandit says, heard the terrible news. Been following since Summer Game Mess when I was thirsty for Elden Ring rumors. Love your stint at GB with Demo Derby and Blake Club being favorites. Much love and best wishes going forward.
Thank you so much, Booty Bandit. Love the name. And yeah, absolutely. Glad we were able to like get those Elden Ring rumors right eventually. Took some time though.
Yes. It got there.
We got there.
Brad Dunford. First time trying the super chat thing out. Love you guys. Wish I'd found you earlier, but grateful to Giant Bomb for introducing me to the Game S crew. I'll be joining the Patreon tomorrow. GG's.
Oh, thank you so much, Brad. Thank you for any support, though. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Ejackalope sent 10 gifted memberships to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Ejackalope.
TGI Fibromyalgia with $100.
This is a real Minotti. I'm sorry, you got the name right. Mike's never once gotten that name right, so just shout outs to AJ.
Oh, I doesn't know what fibromyalgia is?
Yeah. Listen, he's the son of a doctor. He's not a doctor.
Yeah. A lot of people think that. What would you do? Like, I stayed at Holiday Express. Leave me alone. I'm sad Mike isn't here to mispronounce my name. I didn't read ahead yet. Love you all and thank you for all you did. Excited for what comes next. Get some Arby's on me. Penis.
Thank you. That's $100 from Fibromyalgia there. Thank you so much.
You know, I'm proud to fill this role of hot doc. I'll take that.
Yeah, there you go.
Cyan Nihilist says, signed up on Patreon, but wanted to send some love here. We follow you all, not a brand. Also, love to see AJ, the prettiest Minotti on here.
For sure.
You.
Oh, batting your eyelids. Yeah.
Jordan Johnson says, AJ, help your brother find a beautiful black queen. Grubb, you my favorite white boy, always standing on business. Love from Chicago.
We standing on that business. That's goddamn right, Jordan Johnson. Thank you so much.
Be you. Just be standing.
Thank you, man.
Christopher Mate says the GB couch at E3/SGF is something that means a whole lot to us GB lifers. On 6/9/23, you grabbed that chair and showed us this thing can keep living on and even get better. We will follow you right into the sun if needed.
Thank you, Chris. That's really nice to say.
Edgar Moreno says, I account 69 with my brother. With Game Pass Ultimate, he gets to play online also. P.S. Penis.
That's, hey, what you do in the privacy of your home is your business, Edgar Moreno. Absolutely.
Right.
That's sharing. That's just sharing love.
That's
sharing is caring.
Yeah, sharing love.
Absurd Siggy writes, we fucks with you, Grubb. And the Super Minotti Bros too. Keep on keeping on. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything, even if it's for the goofs. 888 was side splitting. Oh, is that? Yeah, 88. Some of y'all's best work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, also pretty proud of that episode for sure.
Dom Provenzano says, thanks for everything, Jeff. Whatever you do next, I will be there.
Thank you so much.
Dragos Marinescu says, SOP or PS Showcase this month?
I haven't heard anything new about that. I'll ask, but I don't think I guess it could be at the end of this month. Jesus, it's May now. I don't know. Like last I heard weeks ago, they were debating going back and forth between one or the other, but I have not heard anything new, so I do not know. I'll let you guys know if I do.
Something.
Yeah, they do.
Steve Say joined the Lincoln tier. Thank you and welcome. Burrito says, we'll be forever grateful to you, Grubb, and the crew for making me smile week after week with the pods. Much love and encouragement.
Thank you, Burrito. I appreciate it.
Jason Fulton, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. You guys will figure it out.
Thank you. We're going to do our best.
I think you will figure it out. I have faith.
We got some ideas.
I've got faith of the heart.
That's
a good song.
Blight Club. I'll just live on Blight Club. That's the plan.
There you go. The Leo Cat 4 says, appreciate y'all and best of luck. Heart.
Thank you.
Josh Valenti says, been listening to GB since I was 14. I'm 26 now. LY.
That's so crazy. Think about people going from being basically kids to adults. That's nuts.
Like literally half a lifetime ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I was 22, now I'm 34.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Jam.
Nuts.
We're getting old.
Yep. Cactus says, the Minotti brothers, they look so damn like the same person. I would say to them, you want to go to Disneyland? They both say yes. How in the hell? Well, first of all, I really like the flow of that.
Yeah, it's good.
Look, I mean, yeah, you asked me to go to Disneyland, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Let's just be real here.
If someone asks you if you're God, you say yes. If someone asks you if you want to go to Disneyland, you say yes.
Well, first I look at my wife and say, is that okay?
Yeah.
And then we see what happens. Jonathan Kratz with a super chat with no message. Thank you, Jonathan. If
Thank you,
want to
John.
throw something in the chat. Ben Allen says, I don't know why I'm crying in the club right now. Thank you to everyone for making GB feel so fresh and exciting the last couple of years. Don't be sad because it's over. Be sad because it happened.
Yeah.
Or be happy because it happened.
Well, it's sad and happy. Yeah, just be sad no matter what is what we always say on the show.
But change your thinking.
Thanks, Ben.
Let's see. Renee Ruiz says, I'm going to miss GB at night very dearly. Thank you for carrying the tradition the way you did. P.S. Don't forget to update your Switch 2 shipping address.
I'll figure something out. Like I said, I might be out there for SGF still, so I'll see if I can grab it.
Hang on, my screen just jumped down. Let me get back. There we are. Snake League Sonic sent 20 memberships as gifts out. Thank you so much, Snake Link Sonic.
Snake League Sonic is like an old friend. Going back to when I first got the internet from in the 90s, and I had AOL, and I'd go in the AOL chat rooms and talk about video games in Nintendo chat. One of the chat rooms on AOL. It was, Job, Neo Job, whatever was my name, and Snake League Sonic. He's had that name since then, chatting, talking to other people. And yeah, then we went on One Up together and stuff like that. So thank you, Snake League Sonic. I know you've been watching Giant Bomb while I've been on there. Great to hear from you, man. Thank you so much.
It's awesome. Ian Yarborough says, been following / subscribing from before the arrow pointing down days. Grubb, you were the best addition to the family since Austin. Feel like you'd always been there or should have been.
That's
Tiny penis.
Very, very nice. Any comparison to Austin is like the nicest thing you could possibly say. He is awesome. And one of the reasons I wanted to work at Giant Bomb was the example that Austin set.
Danger 0047 says, join the GM Patreon. Let's go. Peener.
Thank you so much, Danger.
DJ Night Poops. That's really funny. Says, much love to you guys and the entire GB crew. You've all been a lighthouse in the fog of dark times and more. I will always fuck with you.
Yeah. We'll always fuck with you, DJ Night Poops. You know it.
There's always a lighthouse and there's always a Minotti.
That's right.
I think that's what Ken Levine said.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Dustin Mims said, price increasing, people losing their jobs. America. Love you, Grubb and GB crew.
Yep. It's rough out there for a lot of people. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Lance Rambert says, Peepo. That's all.
Thank you, Lance.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah.
Shaggy Crow says, hey, thanks for everything. I'll follow you guys wherever you end up. Also, does Dan own the Mike Minotti song?
Yes. God, does he, was that a work for hire thing? I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, they just have like the producer credits or something.
Yeah.
It could be. Jackson Tinch says, betting on yourself is exciting and inspiring. Can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Jackson. Great to see you as always.
All right. I'm going to go a little out of order because I have a super chat from Chris Pratt that says P.
Okay.
I have a super chat from Chris Pratt that says E.
Chris on, yep.
I have a super chat from Chris Pratt that says N.
Oh, and
I have a super chat from Chris Pratt that says I.
Okay.
I don't have any more super chats from Chris Pratt.
I have one more. Apparently, the $20 limit.
What does it say? What does it say?
You are not going to believe this, but it says S from Chris Pratt. I think this guy's trying to spell penis.
No way. He's a family man. He will never do that.
Yeah, he's a good Christian family man. He would never do that.
Chris Pratt's so cool. Thank you so much, Chris.
He really is. Filibuster says, this is my first super chat ever. All I got to say is, please don't change. Your opinions and stances are so valuable in this current environment. Now I will say, I'll jump on your back and shout some praise to you, Jeff. The reason you guys work and always have worked and why you worked at Giant Bomb is because you are very genuine and you don't change what you're doing. And I think that's why the audience is like you, because you don't patronize or talk down. You speak on their level. And you are who you are. I said that on Blue Sky, and I'll say it again. You're a genuine dude, Jeff Grubb, and I think that shows in everything you do.
Thanks, man. That means a ton. Yeah, it's kind of can't help it. Like this is you kind of just get this
because you are.
I cannot help myself. So, but it's very nice to hear that people recognize that. It's important to me, and Yeah, and those are the kinds of people that I'm attracted to as well. Where it's like anyone else that I could just tell is going to be real with me is going to be someone that I want to spend more time with, and that's who I've surrounded myself with. So thank you so much, AJ.
You bet, buddy. Tyler Warhay says, I fuck with Jeff Grubb. Fan since the On the Spot days and can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Thanks for, and I fuck with you too.
Oh, there's that S from Chris Pratt. It was a different color and I didn't see it.
Yeah, we found it.
There it is. All right. Dr. Ryan says, Grubb, I fuck with you heavily and will follow forever. But with the focus of today on you guys, has anyone taken time to check on the brands? Are the brands safe? Much love for real, though.
No threat from me. I can tell you that much, Dr. Ryan. To the brands.
I had a terrible vision that the brands are going to die in childbirth.
Thanks, Dr. Ryan. Can't wait to see you again next time, bud.
Luke says, been listening for about a year now and just joined the Patreon today. I plan to be here to support you wherever you are. Love and respect.
Thank you, Luke.
Luke. Panzik Pujarin says, in Helen Lovejoy voice, won't someone please think of the brands?
I'm thinking of him.
I don't do good girl voices. That's
tough.
Jason Finelli says, I could never thank you enough for including me on GMN and GB at night. Here's to the next time, whatever that looks like.
Absolutely, Jason. Jason is one of those real ones I'm talking about. That's one where I'm like, oh, this is a dude I can talk to forever. Shout outs to you, bud. Thanks for always being awesome and like those last minute calls to be on GMM. He was always there, always ready to go. I love it, man. Thanks.
Sterling Jones says, F brand safety and F capitalism.
I don't know what F stands for.
No, it's the fun letter.
Yeah.
Tef1 Freeman says, I fuck with Jeff and GB for at least the last 10 years. Thank you for good vibes and times. What other streams or shows that I can help support? Can't we all crowdfund GB to keep this community alive?
Yeah. Don't worry about that, right? I mean, listen, like if you want to keep supporting the people over at Giant Bomb, no skin off my back. If you, like I said earlier, Sean posted his stuff online. Nikki posted some stuff, I think. So those are the ones I'm thinking of right now. So definitely send them some love, please. Would love for, and of course, then there's a lot of other independent media out there. Some people I can think of, like Imran Khan had his thing. Go support people like that for sure.
Yeah. Ejaculate says, today's news is such a gut punch. You did great work at Giant Bomb. I hope that you continue to work with Dan going forward. You guys have such great chemistry that is a joy to watch. Hope you're enjoying Andor as much as I am. Ball penis.
Thank you, Ejaculate. That's $50. It was weird because I was a fan of Dan, and then getting to work with him, it was like really cool to kind of get into to like realize that our vibes did match really well. It was a conversation we had early on where it's like, yeah, this is working, right? It's like, yeah, I think so. And then I was like, hey, there's this guy. No, we bring in Mike, and it was great to have that chemistry really click for all of us. And yeah, I'm loving Andor. It's the first season to me is like so sublime that I'm like also like a little bit on pins and needles. Like, is this going to live up to my expectations? And so far, it's just been incredibly well made. Also, Space France. We get to go to Space France. This has been fantastic. So, yeah, really loving it.
Nice. I ever tell you the great thing about Dan Reichert is I talk to my non-gamer friends about like you guys together, and I say, okay, you don't know who Dan Reichert is, but do you remember like a few years ago when they built this big Taco Bell in Las Vegas? And there was a contest to get married in there, and someone won and got married in this Taco Bell, and everyone goes, "Oh yeah, I remember that." It's like, yeah, that's him.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I love that
now
story.
I know where you're coming from.
I love that. That's so incredible. God.
Paulo Laviste says, hey dogs, with the tariffs, does my Grubb sign Mio Mini increase in value? I have loved your teleprompter dialogues lately. El Palo Loco.
Thank you so much, Paolo. Yes, absolutely. I remember signing that thing. That was fun. That was a couple of years ago, right, Paolo? That's got to be worth a lot right now, for sure.
Oh yeah. Dub City says, thanks for being part of GB. That live IRL stream you guys did in New York was an all-time great GB stream. It was something we all needed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that when you almost walked in who was dressed up and almost walked into traffic?
That was I was dressed up as
was that you or
And it was me. I was because I remember Mike always is like, "You almost died." I'm like, "Mike, I was fine." Like,
Mike was very concerned.
Yes, well, mostly because I'm his meal ticket, but also he doesn't want me to die.
He needs you.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the Bombathon ruled. We were constantly talking about let's do another Bombathon. Let's do another Bombathon. This is not me bad mouthing fandom. This is just the reality of working under corporations. Those kinds of things where it's like, hey, let's go do a thing, kind of raise a bunch of like Twitch subscriptions or whatever, or increase the subs. Doesn't make a lot of sense under a corporation. So it was like hard to justify doing a lot of Bombathons. But as I do more stuff in the future, like, when we went to Dan's and did the Extra Life thing, like, I feel like we could do more of that now. So, can kind of justify taking some of the support I'm getting and, going to Mike's house more often, having Mike over here more often, doing some more stuff in person. Will it ever be able to match the energy of the Bombathon? I don't know. I would like to try for sure.
We could push out some traffic in downtown Youngstown. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. Was I dressed as Elmo? What was I dressed as?
Or were you Gizmo?
That's right. I was Gizmo from Gremlins, and I was supposed to try to hail a cab because it's New York, but we were in Brooklyn where there actually are no cabs. So I was just like standing on the street, kind of having cards barely evade me. Yeah.
All right. OB says, OG Giant Bomber here. I knew Gersman and Ryan were troublemakers the moment I saw them on GameSpot 20-ish years ago. So proud of the current team keeping up the spirit. Wish the circumstances W penis.
I also wish the circumstances W penis.
Yes.
I do think that there's a proud heritage of Giant Bomb people being secret dirtbags, and I was proud to uphold that for sure. Yes, thank you, OB.
You did it.
Yep.
Oricon joined the Lincoln tier. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Chris Utterback says, yo, my Retroid Pocket 5 is playing Deus Ex Human Revolution. It's nuts.
Yeah, that thing looks really cool. Man, I'm like, I can't justify getting one of those right now. But man, that's...
You have a Steam Deck.
I have a Steam Deck. You're right. I'm just going to use my Steam Deck. You're right.
It just does the same things.
I know. You're right. I don't know.
With a nicer screen.
I know. God, I don't want to...
I almost got that sickness off you. I almost did. And I stopped myself.
Okay, I'm glad.
I got the analog. I almost bought some Retroid thing like a month before I got my Steam Deck. I was like, no, I'm gonna have a Steam Deck.
You found Jesus. Stay on the light. Stay on the lighted path, please.
Mm-hmm. Mosier says, since Mike isn't here to defend himself and you aren't burdened by company censorship, be honest, is Mike actually the Poop City Slamma Jamma guy? Thanks for getting me back into gaming content. Love and penis. Okay, look, I am acquainted with the Poop City Slamma Jamma guy, who is not Mike Minotti. He's interesting. You
don't say.
If we threw him into the mix of Mike, Dan, and him, who's weirder, Mike and Dan start looking pretty fucking normal. Pretty fucking normal.
Hell yeah, man.
I think we need to meet this guy.
I know.
No, you're good. Trust me.
Okay.
Let's see. Tim Ranosaurus Rex says, you have my sword. I'll follow you anywhere.
Thank you, Tim Ranosaurus. I appreciate that.
Willow Davis says, better not pass me in YouTube subscribers, boy.
Yeah, listen, I don't think that the channel kind of grows a few dozen a month or something like that. Yeah, there's a bunch joining right now, but I don't think that's going to happen, Willow.
Everyone knows that YouTube subscribers are the ultimate metric of success.
Yes, that's all that matters in 2025.
Yeah. That's right. That's how you make money.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Batchelder says, the biggest of thank yous for everything you did at the old place, and I'm riding with you on whatever's next. Tiny penis.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I'm making the tiny penis a thing.
Oh no, I'm a fan of this. My kids have started asking me if I have a YouTube play button, though. They've been watching YouTube, and now like some YouTubers must talk about that, and they're like, that's the most important thing you can have. I'm like, thanks for rubbing in that I don't. You damn kids, get out of here.
This is where I put my YouTube play button if I had one.
They got off the bus today, and like Steph's like, we should tell them about what's going on with your job. And it's like, they're not going to understand. We're going to be like, okay, and walk away. Nope. Immediate crying, like just devastated. Addie cried for like 20 minutes. And I think they really don't actually fully understand, but it's like
they understand like the concept of like Daddy was fired.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, guys, it's all right. But eventually they just like had questions and stuff, and it was like, guys, don't worry. It's here's what's going on. I'm gonna figure stuff out. Like it was just like a reminder. It's like, oh yeah, they kind of like piecing together how the world works, and now they have to think about jobs and stuff.
They don't have like those shades of gray in between. It's all like,
yeah, it's all the end of the world.
Everything's in extremes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, poor gimmicks.
Yep.
All right, Clive Myrie says, "Love ya."
Thank you, Clive. Appreciate it.
Propaganda Panda says, "When is the Mario Party?"
Mario Party never stops. Don't you worry about that.
When's the party, Jeff?
It doesn't have to stop. The party can start whenever you want.
What if the party is right after this little break?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good transition. Look at that.
Thank you, Christian. All right, we'll be right back after this, everybody. Plenty more super chats to come.
We're almost done. We're getting close.
There you go. We can just walk back into it if you want.
Yeah. You good, AJ?
I'm good.
All
right.
All right, we are back. AJ, plenty more super chats to get into. Let's do this.
All right, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you again, everybody, for the support. The boys appreciate it.
We really, really do.
Randy Marr says, Jeff rescued my enthusiasm for video games media from the wood chipper by inviting me to Summer Game Mess last year. Can't tell you how much that means.
Thank you, Randy. It was awesome. I could kind of see like this genuine smile on your face that you were like just so happy to be there, and I was happy to have you there. That was really awesome to see. Thanks for always being a cool dude, Randy.
Major Glory says, thanks for the good work you've done on here and GB. Keep doing what you do. Less than 3.
I can't stop now. Be crazy to stop now.
Nikki Bryan says, Jeff and Mike were definitely the best part of GB. Wish I knew about GMD earlier. Lots of love. Vagina. Did I do that right?
Yep. No notes. That was perfect.
Yeah. Nick Leafhart says, been with Giant Bomb since 2008. Canceled my premium subs today. Now a patron of Grubb. Looking forward to the coming years of brand unsafe content.
Thank you,
That's
Nick.
right. No brand is safe here at Game Pass.
That's right. And then we want everyone to know it. God damn it.
Yeah.
Thank you so
much. They're
much.
all equally unsafe, so it's fair and equitable.
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Woke Gabagool Boy says, GB fans since 2014. Loved every era of the site. This cohort killed it, and I fuck with y'all. Ride or die. Brand safety forever. Pepsi.
Thank you, Woke Gabagool Boy.
Real quick, did I tell you the story of Mike and the Diet Pepsi it was about a year ago, but we were back at the place where it happened a couple weeks ago, so it's fresh on my mind.
I don't know if you did. I don't remember this.
Okay, so as many of you know, the Minottis in general are Coke people. YouTube crash. That's fun. So yeah, I'll tell the story while I fix it. So yeah, we are diehard Coke people. I think that Diet Coke is a delicious, unique beverage, and Diet Pepsi is gross and abhorrent. So that's where we stand. Like to the point, is Pepsi okay? Actually, I'll just take a water. So we're at this really great brewery and restaurant for our friend's birthday. It's about an hour away from town, kind of outside of Akron, and we were having beers and food. The food's excellent. Beers are great, and we're kind of winding down the meal. And Mike says, "I'll just get a Diet Coke" to the guy. And they had like that really good ice, like that like hospital ice,
right? Yeah.
So you're like, oh, we're in for it. That's the good ice, right? And so he takes a sip of it. He's like, ooh, that's special. Were his exact words. And I got one too, and I took some like, yeah, this is hitting. This is good. It's the ice, I think. Wow. And so we get our checks. And I'm just looking at my check, and it's itemized, and I start laughing. And I go, hey, Mike, that was Diet Pepsi.
Oh yeah,
it was almost as close as I've seen in the real life Chris Farley. Like, do you know those are Colombian coffee crystals? What? Like, that's what happened. He was just appalled that he'd been fooled. Because it's true, I could definitely taste the difference. I think it was the ice. It elevated that Diet Pepsi.
So he liked Diet Pepsi, at least in this context.
He called it a little special.
Okay,
it's a little special.
All right, now we got some dirt on this guy. We can hold this one against him.
Yeah. Oh, Mikey, Mikey, I liked you too. That's upsetting.
Oh, what did Mikey say? I can't see.
Diet Pepsi is in fact better than Diet Coke. That's just not true at all.
I like Diet Pepsi, but I do prefer Diet Coke.
Yes. All right, where am I? Nate Lechner. Nate
Yep.
Lechner says, "Here's some money. Salute."
Yeah, thank you, Nate. Appreciate it.
B. Traven says, "Seeing breaking news that Game Mess was just acquired by Fandom. WTF?
Yeah,
That'd be some shit."
I can't talk about that yet.
Jeff Grubb does have a number. Everybody turns out. Jedi Moss Force says, "Been around since the Games Beat Decides era for years. This community is awesome and will continue to be awesome. Excited for more years of fun."
Of course,
Thank you, Jedi.
Of course, Jedi Moss. So, yeah, absolutely been seeing you for literal years, and I'm really glad you stuck around. People pass through sometimes. They'll be around for a couple years of episodes, and then we don't see them anymore, and I completely understand. I know how people listen to shows and podcasts. I could be the same way, but it is special to see someone who's been there for so long. So thanks, Jedi Moss. I really appreciate it.
All right, Bread Mustache says, "Love you guys. I've been listening since 2013. Can't wait to see what you all do next."
Thank you, Bread.
Just Rex says, "Jeff, it would make for a sick Friday if you went live tomorrow around, let's say, 11 a.m. Central Time and gave us some news, possibly of the game-breaking or mess variety." I don't know, just spitballing here.
Well, I will be giving the news tomorrow. I'm going to be on Kind of Funny Games Daily. So
there you go.
Could wait a couple extra hours. I'll be over there shooting the shit with the fellas over there at Kind of Funny. And that'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Excellent.
Let the takeover begin. Yes.
That's right. First you gain their trust.
Just got to infiltrate, and then it's all over for them. Yeah.
Exactly. Sean M says, "Was a GB premium sub from 2013 until today when I switched to Patreon, and the latest crew was one of the best. Nothing but love to you all, to all of you. Thank you for all the good times, and can't wait to see whatever comes next. Heart and a bomb."
Thank you so much, Sean.
Brian Wynn says, a lot of great times out of this era of GB. It was like being in the best kind of porn theaters of the past. Rip Paul Rubens. Strong sense of community.
Yeah, that's where you get. That's definitely the venue in which you are most connected to your fellow brethren, for sure.
That's right. That's right.
Propaganda Panda did send in a $50 super chat at YouTube 8 once again. Thank you so much, Propaganda Panda, who wrote, "How do I get my money back? I don't support Ocarina of Time slander." Yeah, I'm gonna replay it. I bet I changed my tune. I bet I'm gonna end up loving it again. I loved it at the time. It was so good. But I'm like, yeah.
I got lost in that water temple and I never got out.
I've always liked the water temples. So I know everyone hates it, but I like it. I don't know. I'm
you
weird.
guys are two different brands of crazy. What the hell is that?
I know what I'm saying is crazy. I know that. That's what makes me not crazy. That I know I'm crazy.
All right, where was I? Chris M says, "You guys brought great stuff at GB when things were looking grim. Look forward to what's next."
Thank you, Chris M.
Dan the Brat says, "Mike did what to his glowworm at Rainforest Cafe?"
Jesus Christ.
Squeezed it till it glowed. Discount Llama says, "Hey Jeff, you really brought that giant bomb energy, the sort of energy that makes me want to build things and make stuff. GB forever, Tiny Venus."
Thank you, Discount Llama. I appreciate that.
David Schaub says, "Longtime GB fan and loved when you joined. Gutted to lose GB and Polygon on the same day. Excited to see what's next for you and the rest of the crew. We'll buy you a beer the next time you're in TCMI."
Yep, absolutely. Thank you so much. I will probably be up there in July. So shout out to you.
There you go. Connell Wood says, "Brand safe, penny 5."
Thank you, Connell.
Tony Knutson says, "The copy of Sonic 06 I bought for Dan to autograph at SGF last year is one of my most prized possessions. Rip to the GB Fantasy League." Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Tony. God, I didn't even think about it. You know what? I could still win that. Honestly. Yeah, that'd be fun.
The Master DS says, "I'm excited for whatever's next for y'all. Giant Bomb seemed like it was such a struggle, and now you answer to no one but yourselves. Y'all got this."
That's right. I that is something I've been thinking about a lot. It's like it'll be nice to be on my own and kind of not have to worry about making a corporation understand what we're doing. And again, that is every corporation. That is not something that's specific to fandom. So betting on myself has a lot of positives.
Inky Mess says, "Thank you. You all mean so much to my husband and I after falling in love with all of your personalities. I feel I'm a better wife because I understand video games more because of this community. Can't wait for what's next.
Oh, that's an incredible thing to say.
That's love.
I'm sure you're an incredible wife for a million other reasons, though. Please don't give us that credit. But shout outs to you, Incubus. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
T. Hubish says, so much love from a born and bred Clevelander. Doing us all proud. Thanks for all the great times. Love to all in the giant brand orbit. Get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to go to sleep right after this, T. Hubish. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We got one from 4in Thunk, a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Happy Liberation Day. And then parentheses, the real one. Yeah, that's right.
Yay.
That's goddamn right.
Yeah. Thomas Alexander Coelho says a super chat with no note. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomas.
Acradix says, this era of GB started when my son was born. Crazy remembering listening to Grubb Snacks while feeding a newborn to now watching him run around and say, it's a me, Sonic. Love you all.
That's right.
Listen, I'm just saying that that's a small failure of parenting. You gotta correct that.
Yeah.
you want the other kids to make fun of him.
When Dan is at my house, that's how he tortures Addie, by pointing at a character like Mario and saying, look, this is Sonic. And she loses her mind. She's like, that's not Sonic. She just cannot get that he's messing with her. And he just does. He won't stop. And she doesn't stop. And like, they were just yelling at each other all day. And at a certain I'm like, they're going to wear themselves out, right? And they never did. It was crazy.
It's like infinite energy.
Like you're just equating Dan's behavior to that of a child.
I mean, it just is what it was. It's literally what was happening in my house. And Steph was like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, that's just Dan. I'm sorry, honey.
It's just it. Yep. Just keeping the kids entertained.
Yep.
Matt Mitchell 45 says, you kept up the tradition of making us laugh our asses off, but more importantly, of elevating voices and holding to account toxicity in game making.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that.
B Diddy says, did Fandom read The Art of the Deal or something? Much love to you and everyone that is or ever has been on the GB crew. We got you, brother.
Thank you, B Diddy.
Thomas Alexander Colo says, best Switch launch coverage incoming. Thank you for the company and the laughs. Keep your heads up, cute, flirty, and most of all, brand safe. English.
Thank you, Tomas. That's right. Yeah, hey, there will be plenty of Switch 2 coverage for sure. I can't wait.
Xander44 says, all of this Bennis reminds me of the Detroit morning radio show that had callers that always open their calls by saying penis. Love what you do.
Now, yeah, that's what we got here for sure. I don't even remember when it became a thing. I think it was like people had some extra characters in their super chats. And they just like, well, you have 5 characters. I know what I can write.
I just remember my freshman year of college, my one buddy went to school in Maine, and he was very excited that him and his buddy got to host a radio show on the campus radio station, but they were on at like 3 a.m. They had like one of the graveyard shifts because they were freshmen. So we told them like, oh, we'll stay up, we'll call into your show. So like I called in once, they couldn't get the call to work. Like it was this whole thing. But then my one buddy called in and forgot he was on like public radio and I think said shit or something. So they had to like dump the call. Like, oh God, what have we done? We violated FCC rule. Radio's funny. Let's see, where was I? Scott O'Donohoe says, the integrity, insight, and camaraderie we've all enjoyed from the GB crew has been such a gift. Hope you all feel the love now and into the next thing.
Yeah, really.
Thanks, Scott.
Really feeling it. It's kind of been incredible. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, my thing just jumped ahead. Where'd I go? CM
Yeah.
says, Jeff Grubb for president of games. Yeah,
Thank you.
You could be the president of games.
Yeah, I think so.
Make some real changes around here.
Yeah, if they ever hold elections again, for sure. I will do that, Chase.
Yeah. Antonio Martinez says, it ain't much, but love you guys so effing much. Hearts.
Like I said, any kind of support like that is incredible, and it's not necessary. But so the fact that you're doing anything is so nice. Thank you so much, Antonio.
Sean J says, just got off work and found out what happened. Sees the means of production, big homie. I fucks with you heavy.
I'll do what I can.
John Carson says, for the Retroid 5 or whatever knockoff handheld you're eyeing up.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it, man.
Beeps and Blips says, rip Polygon.
Yep.
Here.
Yep. Gonna miss that
I remember,
crew.
I remember Polygon, I think, was the first website I saw that was responsive.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
and that blew my mind.
I think I might have like seeing like because I was like aware of responsive design at that point, so I think I might have seeked out some sites just to see what it looked like as I was messing things around. But like Polygon launching as response, I was like, oh shit, this is a video game website.
Remember they did like they had a documentary produced about the launch of the site when it was new. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
and
totally.
I remember that was part of it where they were showing they were resizing the browser window. I was like, oh my god,
I might watch that. It's like not the best way to remember Polygon to watch that documentary, but I still really want to watch it. It's
interesting, yeah,
for sure.
All right, Garwalk says, when you think about it, GB started because someone wasn't brand safe at their last job. I think that's beautiful. You know, it's like poetry, so they rhyme.
It does rhyme. I think it's not. Are we the prequel era? I think we're the prequel era. I'll take that.
Yeah, we went back in time.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Cone says, been a fan of your work for a long time, was excited when you joined GB. Appreciate all you did for the site. Here's to the future. Thanks for everything, Jeff. Stacy and your son Dylan must be so proud.
Fuck you, Cone. Thanks, man.
Mecha Pig says, hey Grubb, you got me the giant bomb and it was such a wonderful ride to watch. I don't have a joke, but I have Patreon money to give. Penis, I guess.
Thank you so much, Mecha Pig. Anything is appreciated. Thank you so much.
Gentle Mad says, I F's with you, Grubb. Bummed, but looking forward to a dedication to off-brand chaos. Let's go, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit, what? Absolutely.
Chase M, thanks for always being there for us, Jeff. Chase.
Thank you, Chase.
Dan the Brad says, Ocarina of Time is just a shitty 3D version of Link to the Past. It was a boring tech demo then. It's even worse now. Like, see? I'm not the only one.
We're getting all the extremist views on this topic. I don't like it.
For really extremists,
look,
right.
Everyone's sensitive today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mecha Pig says, have some more money. I do support Ocarina of Time standard. See? They're coming around. History will prove me right.
We just do it for the money. Absolutely.
High Score says, are y'all going to PAX East? Would love to buy you all a drink. Paginus.
I'll be there. I'll be at PAX East. I don't know what the plan is for anyone that is still at Giant Bomb or GameSpot. Mike is still going to be at Disney. He's there for like the next 40 years. So yeah,
something like that. Yeah, he was never planning on being at PAX this year. But,
right, we'll never see him again. Actually, so
no, that's true.
Yeah, but I'll be at PAX East. I don't know what my plans are though. We'll be there and hang out.
It was the first PAX East in 2010 that I believe we met for the first time.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Did you
at the BitMob community event?
Yeah. You guys didn't ride the train out, right, from Cleveland?
No, we drove. We drove
right.
from Pittsburgh.
That's right.
And I stayed with a friend who had an apartment like a block away from this convention center, which was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
But no, we had the BitMob meet up at that one bar, and we were giving away stuff, and that was
you guys recorded like a bunch of files on like one of your I think you had a handheld recorder thing at dinner that we had.
Oh no, I had that it was a Rebel TI that shot in 720p because it was 2010.
Yeah, and you kind of took that and put them all into your podcast for the Exploding Barrel at the time. And I remember like, great.
With the Zoom recorder. We did the live podcast. We were pioneers, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
2010, that was hard to do.
It was tough.
Yeah. Let's see. Hex Professor. Love you, Grubb. You will be fine. Smiley face.
Thanks, Hex Prof. I appreciate it.
Man with the stick says, apropos to nothing, I caught up a voicemail dump truck and saw the crew ragging on Sean for upping the Whopper over McD's. I'm here to say he's 100% right. Speak your truth, Sean. Hope you're okay.
I stand with Sean. This is correct.
Yes. I do like a Whopper. I always like the flame broiledness of it, and I do like
Whopper's just it's a solid fast food burger. Yep. I like it more than almost anything at McDonald's, but I maintain McDonald's a better restaurant in general.
Yep. I think this is 100% correct.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to turn down a juicy quarter pounder.
What happens in Argentina?
It's real internationally.
Yes, the Whopper is better on than the McDonald's one, for sure.
It's definitely
Chris on himself. Chris Pratt in the chat says I'm right. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. There we go. It's definitely better than the quarter pounder for sure. And I think people, if you are doubting us, just go get the Whopper Junior, because I think that's like a good balance of everything. I've said that a bunch, but I believe it.
Of course, Burger King is the king of nickel and diming. Have you ever looked at what it costs to add cheese to a Whopper?
Yeah, it was like
It's like $1.30.
yeah. It's crazy.
AJ, that drove me insane on that episode of Dump Truck where they're talking about like how bad the cheese is on the Whopper. I'm like, y'all don't get the cheese on the Whopper because that fucks up the Whopper. What? I can't take these people seriously. I love Nikki, but they were wrong about that one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's like
right.
the globalization reached this level where like that thing is true there and here.
Yep.
Millions of kilometers away.
Yep.
Also, either way, I don't buy the burgers at either place now because they're like $10. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
it's gotten
Yeah,
crazy.
seriously.
It's nuts.
All right, Mike Fortier says, been with GB longer than I've been with my gimmicks. Weird to pull the plug after all this time. GB membership, not the gimmicks. Good clarification. Your arrival and this last era were amazing. Look forward to supporting you wherever you land.
Thank you so much, Mike. That's awesome to hear you're a long timer.
Dubious Food says, here Grubb goes again on his own, going down the old game mess golden road. Like a Nintendo, he was born to walk alone, but he's made up his mind. Ain't Brandon one time. Here Grubb goes again.
Thank you so much.
I should have sang that. Should I go back and sing it?
Yeah.
Here Grubb goes again on his own, going down the old game mess golden road. Like a Nintendo, he was born to walk alone. But he's made up his mind. Ain't Brandon one more time. Here Grubb goes again.
Wow.
There you go.
Nailed it. Thank you so much.
That was beautiful. Talent runs in the family is crazy.
It's crazy.
I have a theater degree, okay? I'm trained for this.
That makes sense.
Trained. Let's see. Mike Fitzpatrick, or Fitzgerald. Fitzpatrick, I don't know.
All Fitzes are the same.
Right. Mike Fitzgerald says, thank you for bringing one of my favorite eras of GB. You, Dan, and Mike have brought me tremendous joy and looking forward to what's next. Also, thank you for introducing me to Nikki, who is hilarious. Nikki rules.
Nikki's fantastic. Yep, definitely.
I finally met Nikki for real when we were doing Mike's Switch 2 pre-order stream, and they are absolutely wonderful.
They're a treasure. Yeah, and it's was awesome to get to work with all of them for sure.
Mm-hmm. Sambo Nice says, love you, Grubb and AJ. We'll support you forever.
Thank you,
sweet.
Sambo.
I'll just I'll forward my bills to your address. Thank you for the support. Mike Fitzgerald says, also rest in Peepo, giant bomb.
Yep, that's he lives with Peepo now for sure.
Yes. Joel says, cheers to a new age of the game mess, and Ocarina of Time still rules. Yeah, we were almost there. We were this close to greatness.
Well, I do like the idea of an Ocarina of Time battle in the super chats.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep that going, everybody.
The Jets and the Sharks.
Yeah.
Craddock says, shout outs to my wife who donated Inky Mess, GB forever. Aw, you guys are sweet.
I do love that. I love actually recognizing couples in the community and things like that. That's awesome. Thank you, Craddock. Thank you, Inky Mess.
Someday, there's going to be like the two people who met in this community and actually get married.
Yep, any minute now.
Any day. Jim D says, longtime GB fan, the enduring legacy of the site is that every new hire was amazing, 100% hit rate. You continued that in an amazing way. Much love. Yeah,
I think there's just something about Giant Bomb that really kind of attracted the right people. Or like the people that wanted to work at Giant Bomb were, there's something about them. So yeah, I agree with that. I loved everybody who's ever worked there, and I continue to follow all of them. That for sure.
El Grug says, more of a Wendy's Baconator guy myself. Penipo. I mean, a Baconator's good, but boy, you feel gross after eating a Baconator. Like,
oh, for sure, right?
You're like halfway through it. You're just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And I don't have to finish it. I could stop now, but I'm not.
You're not going to stop, and then you eat the whole thing, and then that's the rest of your day is just dealing with the ramifications of that. It is, you got to go lay down, but laying down's a bad idea because then you're going to have heartburn because your body's trying to it's a whole thing.
Yes. Rad Jago says, I'll never forget the night we shared in that hotel room. Keep on rolling. Hashtag PAX train.
Hey, yeah, for sure.
This is the last one for now. Jess E says, are we doing hot takes? I've never played a Sonic game for longer than 5 minutes. By that point, I'm good. I get it. Much love, Jeff, AJ, Sean, Christian, and I guess Mike. You should play for more than 5 minutes. They're really good games.
Absolutely. Red Jago, are you the one that let me stay in your hotel room that one night for sure, or like for shoot for real? Is that you? That's incredible. I did not know you were in the community watching along. That's awesome. I went to PAX East one time when I really shouldn't have gone because I couldn't afford it, and I bought my train ticket on the PAX train. This is the year after I met you, AJ, and I bought my ticket like the night to leave, like the train ticket. I'd already got my PAX pass by like being pressed or whatever. That was mostly a lie too. And they were out. They was sold out. The train to go all the way to Boston, but it did go to like Rochester, New York, or something like that. So I just like bought a ticket to Rochester, and then I'm like, I just won't get off the train and see what happens. And eventually, the guy did go. Like he didn't. Like the year before, no one ever checked my ticket, so I'm like, I'm probably gonna be fine. This year, my ticket did get checked, and I'm like, oh, he's like, you're still on the train. You were supposed to get off. I'm like, oh, I thought I had a ticket to Boston. He's like, well, just pay me the difference, and it's fine. So that worked out fine. But they like, and I was so preoccupied with that, I hadn't figured out like where to stay. I had a hotel room for like 3 nights after I arrived, but not that night. I did arrive, and I'm like, oh shit, now I got to solve that problem. And so I asked someone like on the train, hey, does anyone have a room I could just sleep in for that night? And Brad Jago apparently was there and hooked me up, and that was I'll never forget that. There was like scraping by in the early parts of my career. There are a lot of stories like that, and there were a lot of people who did have my back and supported me and made sure I found ways to make things happen. And yeah, just can't. There's like a line of 100 people long that made it so eventually I could be in this position. It's I wish I could just go thank all of them. So thank you, Rad Jago.
That's awesome. One more snuck in while you were talking. Jirachi says Ocarina of Time rules.
I promise to replay it, everybody, and I'll do a new review. All right, let's see here.
IDKI says originally the name for the extra chair in hotel room was the Ocarina of Time fan chair.
Oh, holy crap, everybody. Thank you so much for all the support.
Yeah, wow, thanks, everybody.
Christian, should we I see there's another one. We'll read that real quick. Christian, should we take another break?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's take one more break. We'll come back. We will clean up any more super chats we get. We'll talk very briefly about what we've been playing. Then we'll get out of here. It's late, everybody. All right, back after this. All right. You ready to just do this thing, get this wrapped up?
Yeah, let's do this last super chat. We'll do some games and we'll get out.
All right, we're back. That was a ton of super chats. We did get one more. Ash Guy, you want to read that?
Yeah, Chase M says, if you ever need to crash in LA, you have a room.
Thank you, Chase M. I appreciate
and my axe.
you guys are the best. All right. I have not been playing much. I did get the flippy drive I got for the GameCube.
Yeah. Tell me about this.
Yes, it's awesome, but I've left my GameCube in a state of disassembly because I ordered another piece that can expand its functionality. So normally you get the flippy drive, you put the SD card in the flippy drive, you close the GameCube back up, right? Mm-hmm. So if you need to get back into that SD card, and it might support some like Wi-Fi stuff or something like that, but really if you want to like...
I think it does, but yeah.
Yeah, if you want to put like more games on there, really you're probably going to want to actually get that thing out and put a ton more games by connecting it to your computer. There is an extension cable you can get that causes it so the SD drive kind of like sticks out a little bit. So you can access without having to disassemble your GameCube. So I ordered that. It just arrived today. I'm going to connect that up, and then I'm going to spend this weekend playing a lot of GameCube games. Really, nice. The assembly or the installation of the flippy drive itself was super simple. So much easier than I was expecting. They say solderless, and like, okay, well, that's great. Is it still going to be complicated? Not even a little bit. It was, making sure you're keeping track of all the screws and stuff like that, and having the GameBit drive. I had an iFixit repair kit that has the GameBit drive in there. GameBit drive's like a little bit different than like some of the security screws you'll have on this stuff. So yeah, you're going to need that bit. But it did, like I got that out. That's fine. And then you go inside, it's just normal screws. You just got to keep track of all that stuff. And if you do that, it's super easy to do. So, and I guess as a reminder, flippy drive is a replacement for the optical drive, and it's an optical drive emulator without having to replace the optical drive in the GameCube, which is how a lot of them work. So I could still use the optical drive to put in discs if I want, and then at the same time I have this thing that can support put a bunch of games on there. And then they also made their own, I don't know if they made their own operating system, but they made their own front end for accessing the games that is cohesive with the GameCube's operating system. So it looks right and feels right, and it's really well done. So looking forward to kind of completing that little project this weekend, closing that thing back up, and just installing every GameCube game I want on there. Have you been spending time with anything?
Yeah, so I've been playing kind of the hotness everyone else is on. First of all, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 might be in my personal top 10 of all time when it's all said and done.
Really, it's popping that hard for you. I really like it.
It's hitting.
Let's fucking go, AJ. Yeah.
Oh my god, a turn-based RPG is good when you're excited to get into a fight on purpose. Like every battle is like, oh cool, I get to fight something.
Yeah,
and it's gonna rule. There is something so satisfying about coming out of a fight in that game unscathed. Like if you pull off all your counters and hit the right combos with your party, and you could just get through a fight without taking any damage, you feel like you pulled something off, which is cool because it still has the strategy elements that a good turn-based system should have. But then that real-time dodging and parrying and everything, it's just so engaging, satisfying.
I mean, it feels great to do, right? And it's like just a big part of that is they don't make it so impossible, but it's still difficult. And so then they telegraph it with like really good sound cues and things like that, like a crescendo almost, or like a hidden crescendo. Like the music is crescendoing, or the sound effect is, and so you kind of feel it in your bones. Like, I'm supposed to parry now, and when that works, I think that's where the satisfaction comes from. And obviously, it looks so good. The animation really does leap off the screen. Everything, the particle effects. Just they got everything right about it. It's so well done.
And I'm so drawn into this world, the story, and these characters. When they had that kind of first big show of the game at the Xbox showcase where we kind of learned the premise of the painter and everything, like stuff like that. Like it's so creepy to me. What's her story? Why is she doing this? Like these people just disappear. Like it's compelling in the way the Thanos snap is compelling, right? Because it's like people are just gone. Like, what do you do about that? I'm so excited to like finish the game and find out more of the why of this world and like what's going on. So it's pulling me right along, and boy, it's so good looking. It's so good looking, and all the performances from all the actors are just incredible. It does that thing where, you know, in a lot of role playing games, the dialogue kind of gets a little stilted. You could tell like they weren't in the same room recording. You know, you have like these ... dots written into the dialogue that just feel flat. And here, like everything just flows. It's so natural. Characters are interrupting each other, talking over each other, arguing with each other. It just feels so real in a way that games don't often do, because it's hard to pull that off. So again, for such a small team and their first effort, it's so impressive. I adore this game.
Yep, I've been enjoying it as well. I haven't played it much since the Lost Bombcast episode, but yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. It's it's been working really good streaming it from the computer to the Steam Deck. You kind of need the full frame rate because of the timing for some of these real-time actions and stuff like that. So yeah, it technically does work on the Steam Deck, but kind of streaming it's been the much better option, and it just looks, like you said, looks so good. Performances are so good. And I just think the overall design work on the interactions for the combat, but then just the way the combat presents itself, it's astounding. Really a big fan of it.
It's so good that I haven't put as much time into Oblivion as you would think I would have.
Yeah,
I love Oblivion.
I love Oblivion
this remaster
too.
Is great. Oh my god, it's so good, because we got that thing I've always wanted. I love the gameplay of the Bethesda games. I like the jank. I like the world building. But there's always that sense, like, why don't these look better than they do? Like, why is it that, like, these games come out and, like, a week later, there's all these character face mods that just look better? And it's like, why didn't they do that the first time around?
Yep.
So to have everything, like, looking nice in one of these games, like, off the go, is like, wow, this is incredible.
Yep. It's, I did spend some time with it, and it's, you know, now that I got a little bit more time, I might spend a lot more time with it, because it is a perfect sort of just, you know, veg out. Maybe that's not the right term. Vibe out. Yeah. Just like get in there and like let it take you where it takes you. And really, it's like, it's not taking you, it's letting you sort of pilot yourself, but it enables you to be autonomous. It enables you to just like explore its world at your own pace and do things your own way. And I actually am super in the mood for that. And Oblivion is the game that introduced me to that kind of gameplay in the first place. So to have it back and doing it again and really delivering still in the way that I remember it doing, I'm like, oh, this game totally still is just that thing. And I'm so happy to have it back.
Yeah, I had that moment where, I guess minor spoiler for the beginning of a 20-year-old game, but you leave the first city where you do stuff. You have two characters following you. You just have to go somewhere. You can just open the menu and fast travel, and you're there. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna hop on my horse and I'm gonna travel the actual long route. And all we did, I didn't even gallop. The three of us were going along. Every time a rat showed up, they're like, oh, we're being attacked, and like overreacted. But we fought a rat, and I just made that whole journey. You know, I got the torch out when it was dark, and we got our way up to the gate of this temple you're going to. And it's just like, again, it was just kind of like a vibe. Like I'm just enjoying the scenery, enjoying riding this horse. I'm like, man, this just feels so good. It's so often like these remasters and remakes, like they have that like that lens of nostalgia, but then like, oh, this doesn't like quite hit the same way it did. Like maybe it was a product of its time or where I was, but like this game is taking me right back. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome that it can capture that feeling while still like looking pretty much like a modern game for the most part. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm starting the Thieves Guild, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the Dark Brotherhood quest lines, and then after that, I'm going to try to do some new stuff. But I'm like very nostalgic about those two quest lines, so I'm going to do those again for sure.
Have you messed with like a new like engine INI file for optimization or anything like that?
No.
So this is the thing, like the game actually runs fairly well for me, but like there were some that UE5 jank and some hitching and stuff. And a lot of people are posting on Nexus mods, like customized INI files that they claim fixes all the stutters, makes no graphical sacrifices. So I tried one, and I'll be damned if it doesn't work. Like it just does.
That's still Bethesda, right? Like this easy thing fixes it.
And it's like maybe you can speak to it better because you know more about the industry than I do. But it's just so bizarre to me that again, like this team makes this game for however long it takes them, has these issues, and then some dude is like, let me look at the config file. I'm going to add these lines like to a text document, and now the game works. Like, why didn't they do that?
Yeah, I think it's there is no like one answer you can apply because it's Bethesda, and Bethesda is so singular and specific. You know, I part of it is I think they just test the game one way, and because they have so much to test, and so when it comes time to ship, they're like, don't change anything, even if things make things run better, because we're trying to avoid a bunch of crashes and stuff like that. I'm sure it doesn't cause that, but they're a relatively small team, and the way that they test things seems antiquated and insufficient for the kinds of games that they're making. Right. But the reality is, the community adopts these games and takes them over. You know, at a certain point, Bethesda gives birth, and then everyone else raises the game. That's how Bethesda games have always been. It's, you know, it takes a village to make a Bethesda game, and the village is not all employed by Bethesda. And I've accepted that and been okay with that for a very long time. I know there's a lot of people who just find that repulsive. They're like, no, this game should come out and work. You're asking money for it. And I have no argument against that. You're right.
No, yeah, for sure.
They're absolutely right. And yet I can't bring myself to care because I am part of that community, and very much I'll install the mods. I'm going to go do this thing you just described. I'm getting that INI file and make some changes. And I've accepted that's just part of the journey of playing these games. And that's bad. No one else be that way, but that's who I am.
Right.
All right.
But yeah. The other thing I've been playing real quick, I'm still playing a lot of Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Absolutely. I'm in love. I play it pretty much every day. There's like the first in-game event is going on. It's like the Blossom Festival. So the Grand Hub is all decorated. There's some unique armor. And then they introduced a, what is it, Christian? The Arch-Tempered Raidao? Is that something like that?
Arch-Tempered Raidao. Yeah.
And
like
so
above Tempered, which is the most difficult type.
Right. So this is like the hardest fight in the game. But I found an armor build I use that basically makes my character immortal.
Okay.
I take very little damage, and the damage that I do take almost immediately regenerates. So I think one time I had to use a potion while I was fighting this thing, and that's it. So I don't like, my damage output isn't great because of it, but like I don't die, so that's good. So It's really fun. Oh man,
Yeah.
like I've Monster Hunter is one of those games I've wanted to like it for so long. Going back to the PSP games, I tried to get into Try on the Wii U. I had 4 Ultimate on the 3DS. World, the issue there was I didn't have anyone else playing it, and the online was a little confusing. Mike and I played a little bit more of Rise on the Switch. That's when I first started kind of grokking it for the first time. But this is just everything's clicking about this one. I love it. Love it.
That's fantastic. All right. I think we got a couple more super chats. Let's hit those and let's get out of here.
Wait. I went vertical to tell people to try to get into the Our Greatest beta.
That's
because
right.
That game rules.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
Christian's been looking forward to it for forever, and the fact that that he's playing it and is actually as excited as he was like anticipating, I think that's a pretty good sign to me. So I'll check it out.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's there. You should go to their Steam page and request access, and you're probably gonna get in. They're letting in a lot of people, so go check it out. It's crazy. I'll talk more next week once like probably Chef played it and other people, so we can share more thoughts about it. And a PSA too, because now that I'm vertical. About Expedition 33. If you can parry the like visually, try to parry the sound. I've seen a lot of people having trouble with that. Try to parry the sound.
Parry the sound.
Even if you can, use dodge. Dodge it recovers faster than the parry, so you can kind of miss the dodge and do it again. Just mash it, and you might get the dodge. And even after that, check your Pictos. Your Pictos are kind of OP. They're Pictos
I love the Picto system.
Yeah, they're
It's
Pictos
such a
that
good
will
system.
give you. Yeah, they will give you AP points for getting hit, and the Pictos itself has a lot of health and a lot of defense. So like you can build your characters to survive a couple of hits. Some Pictos even give you shield and that kind of stuff. Where like you can just tank the hit if you get hit. So like having the game is way more deep than just parrying hits. It has more systems that you definitely use.
Yep,
You should use.
it's it's super deep.
Like vertical.
Yep.
No, horizontal.
Back you go. Go now and rest our heroes.
All right, super chats. Let's do this.
All right, where they go?
Let's see. I think we got
Guankus.
Yes.
Says, we got you, fam. Thank you, Guankus.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. That's a nice thing to say.
Epos Vox says, never stop doing the NIS.
Thank you so much, Addy. And thanks for showing up tonight. That we really do all love you here. So thank you so much.
Ethan Smith says, I got a new Game Boy and I want to share. Minotti, Riker, Grayson, Backlark can come over and play with it. But Jeff, you keep your grubby hands off it.
God, can't believe they're using slurs in the super chats now. Thank you so much, Ethan.
JD Camp says, why not just bet on hockey instead? It worked before.
Not a bad idea. Let's take what we made tonight and just put it on.
I tell people that story and they're astounded.
It's pretty wild. Yep, pretty wild.
Yeah.
I did leave some money in that account after I took most of it out to pay off credit card debt. I won $10,000 for my birthday one time for anyone who's wondering what we're talking about. By
on an insane bet, just one that no one should hit.
I bet $11 and I put it on an 11 game parlay where I was doing over unders basically, and I got them all right. And so I left like a little bit of money in there, and I ended up like rolling that into making quite a bit of more money too. Not as much as that, but like enough to be like, hey, this is going to help out this month and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a great idea. I should go gambling.
Just become a degenerate. I mean, professional gambler.
Yeah. Once the Lions lost in the playoffs, I actually have not really gambled since then. So yeah,
good for you. Let's see. Reggie Simmons became a Lincoln member. Welcome, Reggie. And finally, Frozen Wing X says, just here to show appreciation. Love you, boys.
Thank you, Frozen Wing. And thank you, Reggie Simmons, for becoming a member.
And I don't think I missed any. That is the super chats.
If we did miss any, because YouTube was kind of eating some, especially
we did our best.
Especially if you're one of the bigger ones, because those are the ones that were getting eaten. I think we got all the rest, but if we missed anything, let me know. We'll find some way to make it up for you on the next show. You know, I don't expect it to be at this level of super chats going forward. So thank you everybody for watching tonight and bearing with us while we read all those. Although I get the sense that a lot of you are kind of on the team for that and kind of support that, and that for that I am very thankful. I'm going to hit the button here in a second to wrap this show up. But AJ, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and kind of stepping in on a, kind of a harrowing day for me and kind of making it feel very normal and fun and just reading a million super chats. That was very kind. Thank you, everybody, so much. Game S has been an important thing that we kind of like got up and going because me and Mike just wanted to talk about games on the internet and kind of building it into something slowly that now we can retreat here and kind of keep doing the thing. It feels very special to me, very important. And as today was happening, it's frustrating with ADHD where it's like when things are on fire, you kind of like this calm washes over you. And I'm like, no, I kind of want to be panicking right now. I actually would like to panic. And so when I'm dealing with things today and I'm like turning around, like explaining things to my family, it was very much like I could point to you all and be like, listen, at the very least, I'm going to figure out some of this because there's a lot of people who are going to want to hang out with me and kind of keep making stuff or be a part of me making stuff on the internet. And it was very nice to like have a rationale for not panicking because you all were there. And so to do a show like this and to have this kind of support, it means a lot. And I know it's like, it's not going to be like this every week going forward. And it doesn't need to be. Like we'll hustle. We're going to make this a real thing by hustling out there and making it work and by making stuff that people actually want to consume. So thanks again. I will be back with another episode of Last of the Nintendogs on Tuesday. We'll do Decides again next Thursday. Sean, do you want to do Nintendogs? And AJ, you want to do Decides again next Thursday? Does that work for you guys?
Can do. Yep.
Sure.
All right. Well, then there you go. And then Mike will be back after that. I'm going to hit the button. It's going to actually, this is the week where it takes a little bit long. So let's do this. Ash Guy, what do you have going on? Where can people find you on the internet? Tell them about your other shows, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky as Edge Guy. You can find me there, and you can find us on 90s Disney, our Disney podcast that I do with Mike and our brother Chris. Our new episode just went up yesterday on Run Disney, the marathon events that Disney hosts at the parks. So check that out. And when Mike and Chris get back from this recent trip in the middle of the month, we'll probably have a trip report from them. So lots of fun stuff going on there.
Yep. I love 90s Disney, by the way. It's not just because it's like I love these guys. It's like, nah, it's a really good show. You guys got a good format. I love the picking a topic, going deep on it, and taking your turns on it. It's just I'm like always excited. I'm like, oh, okay, the next month is AJ's turn. What is he going to choose? And hearing you guys go just like absolutely ham on all those topics is so fun. So everyone should go listen to that. Once again, lots of independent games media people out there. Go out, find a way to support them. We're all in this together now. I think the Polygon thing should make it very clear. Institutions are done with games media. Big corporations, they're done with it. And I don't know if I'm surprised. I'm definitely frustrated with the way that the big media sort of handled us over the years. But whatever. Here we are now. Let's figure it out. So it does come down to us supporting. And I love it when people would splinter off and do their own thing. I'm always there day one because I just want to let them know. No matter what, we're here for you. Like we love the fact that you did this in the first place, and there's a ton out there. So while I'm getting a ton of support right now, that's awesome. Go out there and like find some people you forgot about for a little bit and give them a couple months of love because they're all looking for it. And yeah, like I said, we're all in this together now. Thanks to Sean and Christian who have also been fantastic sounding boards as I go a little insane through all this. And we're gonna be here next week, everybody. Until then, have a good one. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.
Beat it.
Oh, you beat it. Hey, Addie, look.
It's Donald Duck for real. A penis?
In this economy?